Folks, let's do it. Another episode, the reunion of Bummer House, part 1. Now, you probably listened to about, 30 podcasts so far, so hopefully we can provide you something a little different. And if not, hopefully you can laugh along with us. With us throughout this whole season has been from the Dumpster Dive podcast. New episode on Friday, the one and only Tom Hamlett. Tom, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me, Ryan. It's been a crazy journey. We've been here for a while doing this together at this point.
It really does. I feel like it will be sad when it ends into, well, it's never going to end. But no. I am curious, I guess In the City kind of potentially picks up wherever this murder mystery leaves off at the reunion. And then we got the news this week that Wes Wilson sat down with Kyle and that was filmed. Do you have a prediction on how that footage is going to be used?
It's in kind of like a scavenger hunt. We have to run around and try and find little pieces and put it together. No, I think it'll be at the end of In the City, probably. In the City, I assume won't get a reunion. So
they usually don't give first season shows a reunion. Maybe it's a little different here, but I don't think so.
I don't know that there's more to say on the West, Amanda, Kyle of it all. I think it would be better suited to continue to address that on next season of Summer House or In the City. So I think it'll maybe be like the button end of this season of In the City. That's my prediction.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. I don't think it'll be a button in terms of the reunion. I think that would be weird. And I do wonder if because West went on his little sports podcast and talked about, it was all Summer House, and I recapped it on the show, and he made it seem like, and we kind of get this feeling already from the first part, is that he doesn't really communicate a lot. So if you're looking for like deep answers out of Wes Wilson from the first part, it looks like we will get none of those, correct?
Yeah, seemingly. Not a lot said. A lot of just staring at his face like, what have I done again? It's really very similar to what he did on that first season reunion.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, kind of odd. It's kind of not inspiring, but it's astounding to be like, wow, you didn't switch it up at all. You just really went in there on like a wing and a prayer and vibes.
Yeah. I mean, for Andy to say, you seem calm, that's not good. That's not a compliment.
And he's talking to producers. I tried, man. What do you want me to do? Pull it out of them? I mean, that was one of the most alarming things, was watching West and Amanda in the pre-show. And people are, I said on another podcast, I take beta blockers every day because I have a slight shake in my hand and I'm just genuinely always nervous. But beta blockers don't make you dead on the inside. Whatever.
I've never taken one.
It's not, you're not going to, there's not like an overall feeling that you get. You're like, ooh, I would never take one to just like relax and zone out. Where Xanax, if I ever could get some, when I've taken it in the past, I'll zone out with Xanax. But like, I'm praying that they're on something, because I don't know how you would not go in exhibiting the most nerves of all time.
They definitely had like a mimosa at 7 a.m. at the hotel and then took a Xanax and were like, let's just figure this out. And because they are zonked out. Zonked.
For Wes to say, I'm feeling really zen right now. I'm like, why would you ever at least act like you're just a mess? Like, act like you're Carl, please, Wes.
Mm-hmm. Carl, I thought about you this whole episode because Carl was peak Carl. Like, so much Carlisms happened. He was ready and on to be reality star Carl, turned on, getting turned on throughout for multiple people.
The times in which Carl got something right, he'd be like, yeah. Like when he had that New Jersey marriage license thing, and he was like, yeah. You could tell he was proud, and that made me proud.
Yes, I completely agree. He was really, really in the mix, as he says,
Was there one surprise that you got out of the reunion?
To me, the biggest surprise is, it's not really a reveal, but it's the blatant sort of, I have to assume is a lie, that Wes and Amanda jumped through all these hoops to hide a relationship, to then make a statement about relationship, only to not actually go to Bone Zone until after the statement came out. What in God's name are we doing?
I mean, you guys know what we're referring to, is that Amanda said, no, we hadn't had sex yet when we put out the 3-page statement. We hadn't had sex yet, which I'm like, holy shit. How would you release a statement of that that length and intensity, and you just did PG over the clothes stuff? Are you kidding me? And then like, are we like, is that some sort of weird foreplay you guys do where you write out little notes for the audience and then like, I'm ready, man, let's go, it's sex time? Like, did she say, West, I won't have sex with you unless you agree to release this public statement with me?
Like, maybe I don't it is so weird. The idea that, like, not that, like, obviously people have different boundaries about when they want to have sex and which level of a relationship, but, like, they've jumped through so many hoops that and they're both such little, like, scamps, like, I just don't believe it.
Well, I mean, we know that West was bothered on his first season when Ciara didn't sleep with him quick enough. So like I'm finding it hard to imagine that West was like, like, no, it's cool. If it takes a year, I'll wait a year. Like I truly think I'll just say it. I think they're liars. I think they're lying right now. I think they're lying about multiple things. I don't think they're ever going to admit it. Do
Mhm.
I think this makes them the most evil people in the world? No, I don't. But I think it's astounding that they came in and watching Amanda's facial reactions. She came off like such an entitled, spoiled brat that I was really shocked about that. West, we could have predicted, but Amanda, to say fuck you to Ciara in the first couple of minutes of that I was like, how do you say you're prepared to apologize today? And then you say fuck you within the same 10-minute span.
No, it's sick. She doesn't she's never been a villain, really, I feel like, or she never thought she was a villain before. She may have been. My inclination is that she has been a villain for a lot of people in her life, and she just doesn't realize it. But like, I just think she doesn't understand that someone wouldn't root for her, someone wouldn't see her side, and that she wouldn't get away scot free on something. She's gotten away with everything for her whole
Well,
life.
you know what it is because she's used to being at those reunions having to defend Kyle or be upset at Kyle. So she's usually, not always, but usually been in a position where you give sympathy. You give so much
Hmm.
sympathy towards. So she's never been in that actual seat. And got to tell you, she's horrible at it. She is so bad at it. The second thing I want to say, and I can't necessarily prove this, I was looking into the Zodiac killer. Now, it's still somebody that is not, we don't know, right? But I
Okay,
do
yep.
know, I believe it's from New York. I'm just going to, the dates don't necessarily line up fully, but I'm working on something that I hope to have finished by the third part. I'm just saying Zodiac killer. That's all I'll tease at this moment. That's all I'll say.
Okay. You think
Yeah.
this killer is male or female? Or or both?
It's, well, all I will say is if there's any mysterious deaths in Italy, I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised.
They have a real, what's it called? Talented Mr. Ripley vibe, the two of them. They
Yes.
absolutely could Talented Mr.
Yeah.
Ripley someone in Italy.
Well, here's the thing too, is that I was like, keep thinking about it. Amanda cares in the sense of she doesn't like getting complaints from the Bravo audience. But in a sense, she's really kind of already set up this other whole life because West has a whole other life. He has a bunch of friends in the sports world and influencers where they don't really fuck around with reality TV too much. So Amanda
Mhm.
was sitting there with West's friends and saying, like, they all thought she was probably cute and charming, not realizing the wreckage that her and West had caused. So she's like, perfect. I have this whole other thing going, and they're at a wedding for one of West's friends. And I would give anything to be a fly on the wall at that wedding and just to watch. And how many weddings is West getting invited to? It just seems like another one each week.
Yeah, and also there's a lot of overseas weddings. Now, I am going to a wedding in Scotland this summer, but, like, that's my first, like, big, like, overseas I feel like there's, like, Kyle and Amanda were, like, Italy, France, like, there's everyone's getting married over there. Like, I wanna know cool people like that.
I'm curious if West will be at the Scotland wedding you're going to.
You know, who's to say? He might
Yeah.
be. It's a big wedding, and he seems to
Um,
be connected. But can you imagine being at a wedding and being like, I see like the two most villainous people in the reality television world right now are here and just pretending everything's fine?
and I swear to God, I think they're over there with kind of a everything is fine. I think they're like LOLing with each other about this and that like, oh, how crazy is the reality show audience when they're not truly looking at, I mean, I feel like there was two people on that stage not necessarily hearing or understanding what actually happened that they did. And that was
Mhm.
probably the most disturbing part of it for me, was that we left the first part where I'm like, she was prepared to apologize, but I don't think she knew what she was going to apologize for. And I don't think at the end of the day she meant it. She truly believes of like the heart want what's the heart wants. Do you think I'm supposed to like just turn away from my feelings? We were always told to run towards our feelings in my household. Like, it's completely ridiculous. And West is like, I was always told to run towards when my penis gets hard. Like, I mean, it's very horrific when you think that they don't truly understand.
Yeah, yeah, and she oh god. It's really dark. I mean, I just think that no one's ever told her no, and she is more comfortable being in a victim seat than she is being in a villain seat. Like, the victim seat that she's been comfortable in, that you were talking about earlier, has been really comfy for her. She just thought that everyone would want her to be happy. She really did. She was like, "Well, you found happiness." It's like, "Okay, well,
You
not
guys
with
always
Wes."
liked me. You always liked me. What do you mean? Like, but not after this season when you've like given soliloquies about how amazing Ciara is and Ciara's pumped you up. Like, Ciara pumped her up so much that she felt that it was okay to fuck West. Like, that's how hard Ciara pumped her up, was that she thought this at the end would be okay and we would root for her. It's like, it's going to take a little bit more than Kyle's, every season tantrums for me to be like completely okay with that as a parasocial reality show viewer.
I know. And seeing that they filmed together on In the City next week.
You guys, the trailer for In the City next week is that Amanda's sitting across from Ciara and Wes on a picnic table, and they're all holding hands. You know how dark that is to show to this audience? I was like, do you want people to like, do you want a stampede, Bravo? Like, why you threw that in there knowing how we would feel about that?
It is so upsetting. It really is. This whole thing.
The other big thing I walked away from this with was I'm kind of rooting for them. I think they're no, no, they're great. They really, I think there's something there.
They have like a very kind of excited electricity between them, right? They,
There's an
they just can't stop smiling and talking about each other, how much they care about each other, finishing
I
each
mean,
other's sentences.
oh my god, if Andy was a true masochist or like just a maniac, which he might be, I'd be like, West, what do you love about Amanda? Amanda, what do you love about West?
Well, I think well, I see this theory online that then Lindsay and Kyle hopped in the comments on
Oh
about.
yeah, you guys, I screenshotted this. Um, Everything's going down on Threads lately, which is great. Um, So let me find this photo right now. Is that let me correctly? So this account La Boogs wrote. Oh no, that's not the right one. That was another account. Oh, here it is.
Shout out to LeBoogs though.
La Boogs is great too. Okay, an account Anna.LaPeach wrote, Wes noticed a few weekends into the summer that Amanda was looking like the victim of a horrible marriage. He realizes she may come out of this season with the fame and opportunity akin to Ariana Madix. Kyle says, of all the theories, this is what I believe. I just looked back and did a rewatch of my Street interview on April 1st. I discussed this very concept and refer to him trying to be a knight in shining armor and saying what women want to hear. In part 3 of Adam Glenn's videos on TikTok, he hitched his wagon to Amanda, and as someone referred to it on Reddit, white knighted too far. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I think West is a bit of a little fame whore, and he just wants to make sure he's riding the right side of things. And was it here last week that we talked about how, I can't remember where, but about how he was so excited that Lindsay and Carl had such a big moment with their divorce on the show, because it meant that like the show was good, and he was
Yeah.
trying to like talk about that, and everyone was like, what are you talking about? Like, this is so upsetting. Like, this is going down, because in the end,
Nope.
I don't think he wants to be their friends. He just wants to be on TV.
Yeah, he just wants to be on TV, and he wants to have a good time, and he's friendly with most people. But I think a lot of people think they're Wes Wilson's best friends, and I think the reality of that is probably way different. In no sort of hurdle I can jump through in my mind, do I think? I mean, I truly think Wes just knowing what we know from him, is probably already looking for an escape from this. I mean, it really truly would be wild if this is in game for West. And even then, I still wouldn't root for it, but I'd be like, okay, but how bizarre would it be that Amanda Petula, out of a 10-year relationship, would be the one that Wes Wilson, it made him rethink his wild, wicked ways?
No, it doesn't make any sense at all. I don't give them. I bet you they'll write it out through the summer just to like make good on a promise that they're like the real deal, and then they'll break up sometime over the summer. So he could maybe he dumps her so he can get like a scene filmed on the show because he wants to be on TV.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the true part that, if anything, he's felt was that they allegedly canceled the spinoff of Summer House Ozarks, which he was going to be a connector to, and it doesn't look like he might film scenes for Summer House, but not be a part of the main action. And I feel like that is going to teach him a bigger lesson than any of this other emotional stuff that people are throwing his way.
Yeah, that's crazy though, because when you see the other people on that stage talk about the situation, it really upsets them on a friend level about how their friend group has fallen apart. And it seems that was never a priority in his brain, that the friends that he had through the show were important to him. It's
Nobody
really,
made
really
him Nobody
sick.
made him make out with Ciara on the last episode, the finale. Nobody made him do ear stuff with Ciara.
Shout out to the ear community. I'm learning more about it every day, it seems.
Yeah, ear, nose, and throat doctors had a field day with that today. Hey, you want to do some ear stuff today? By the way, somebody sent me a DM saying, I don't think he said ear stuff. I think he said gear stuff, as in like drugs and things like that. So I don't think he said gear.
I don't think he would have owned up to drugs on a mic.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, I do think drugs played a part in that scene. I think they were rolling their balls off on that last night. But
Definitely.
also, I don't care. I'm not judgmental about that. But I don't think he said gear stuff, which would be amazing. And truly, I think they showed footage where he was nuzzling into her ear, and I think he was giving her a little tongue in the ear, a little whispering, like, what did I say earlier? Like, I wish you were Amanda.
Wanna fuck me?
Oh, also, they released the trailer for the Southern Hospitality reunion, and there's
Yeah.
a whole piece of it where Mia Ilario, who's been on this pod and talked about her date with Wes Wilson, it comes out, Michael says, "Oh, you told Sally Carson from Southern Charm that the dick was so good that she needed to try it." And Mia's like, "I didn't say that." And then Leva, probably one of the only times Leva speaks in the reunion, goes, "I was there when you said it."
So, yeah. I have said this, y'all. I do think he's probably a good lay, and it seems we're getting more information on that as the days go by.
But I will, when I listen, I think this is from like an older person, which I am. All of that's fun, like the touching the bodies and the kissing. It's great, you guys. But I will say, when you hear about, like, guys shouldn't be passing around girls. Girls shouldn't. I mean, like, there's like, you're just giving free. I don't know. I'm coming off like a grandpa now, but I just feel like, so Sally and Mia have both slept with Wes Wilson because the dick's so good. What about, is the personality so good? I guess they don't, I don't know where I'm going with
I
this.
mean, they just want to get laid for a story. I don't know. It's not that serious to them. Sally, baby Sally, she's out in these streets. She made that clear that she's been all bopping around these streets.
It makes you, and I dare say this, makes you respect Craig Conover that he didn't actually have sex with Sally Carson.
Do I agree with that? I don't know. It's hard for me to like support Craig in any shape or fashion, but I guess maybe you're right.
Okay, you guys.
I still can't believe Austin called her a bar rat. I'll never get over that. That like she thought that was like a kind of. She was like, that wasn't nice, but we'll move on. I'm like, that would ruin me if someone called me a bar rat.
Oh, Austin gets away with everything. Austin called her a bar rat, and then got her to make a video where she acted like a bar rat. Like, that's insane. And I mean,
it's crazy.
I mean, by the way, Sally, you gotta love somebody that truly wants to be a reality star, and Sally is one of those people. So good. I love watching Sally. I don't agree with her nearly any of the times. And also, she killed one of those chickens that she killed one of them. One of those chickens died. That's like a fact.
Wait, are you serious?
I'm totally serious. She was
And she
on, I think,
rotisserie'd it?
oh, she didn't do it. I mean, she didn't do it on purpose, but what happened, I think it was like the Not Skinny, Not Fat podcast. She gave the chickens to her mom, and the mom a snake got at it and tried to eat it. So they killed the snake and the chicken died. And so one of the chickens was dead, and it was the one that Craig liked the most.
This is a disturbing story. I can't believe that. I did not see that.
Justice for that chicken, man. Okay, this is the Summer House Reunion Part 1, extended and uncut on Peacock. It starts off in very dramatic fashion. How did you, this whole first part, I thought I would be like, get to the reunion, but it was kind of exciting, this whole first, what did you think of it?
Loved it. I thought it was a really inspired way to start an episode of anything. I just thought it was, I mean, what are the chances, really? Which then makes me think, wait, what were the chances?
That's okay, Tom. I've watched this now, I think 4 times. On my 3rd time, I was like, wait, what are the chances everybody was calling in and they were patching them through that speakerphone all at the same time? And what are the chances that Lindsay is filming those talking heads for In the City and you get a little knock on the glass door like Kyle's at like an office workplace, like,
yeah,
ting, 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 I think you should check your phone. But Lindsay, we start off March 31st, 2026. Can you see my pit stains? Lindsay says. And, he's like, read it. And Lindsay's like, oh my God, for the love of God. Oh my God, none of this makes sense. It's not what happened at all. And then Jesse calls, of course, Jesse's like, bro.
I feel bad for him. He's so blindsided by everything.
But I have to imagine every call with Jesse starts with bro.
Bro.
But this was a sad bro. This is fucking nuts. First time I'm hearing it's confirmed. And then Lindsay's like, let me add Mia in. And Kyle's like, Amanda did tell me last night. Wes texted me, and it was kind of a check the box text. And then Kyle's like, I was at Wes' dad's ranch last year. We were in Toronto together. We were close. And then Carl is calling from LA. He's a mess. He's like, I just landed. Kyle, no, I had the plane land before it hit LA after I found out. Kyle, how you doing, man? And nothing can prepare.
I landed the plane. I took over the pilot.
It was an emergency landing. But it's very effective because you're all like, it is a family. Oh my God. They're all calling each other and checking in on each other while they're on like these work hours, because this is what they normally do. They do talking heads during the day. And they're all, saying Kyle looks young as ever. And he's like, nothing can prepare you for this. And Carl's like, you don't touch a married woman like that. You don't touch a married woman like that. I've learned one thing in my career. You don't. And Jesse's like, yeah, or fuck your friend's wife of 10 years. And then they're like, is anybody talking to Ciara? And Mia's like, I'm thinking of taking a red eye because I'm in Los Angeles too, to have somebody to be with her. And Jesse's like, the lies and deceit of West. And Carl's like, it's disgusting. And Lindsay's like, when did this start? And Kyle says, it's only been happening for a month. And Mia's like, the 2nd week of January, they were together. And then Kyle drops, there were blinds going back to June of 2025. Like, Kyle is fully on the Reddit boards.
He is
fully.
It just made me laugh, him calling them blinds. I know that people call it that, but like, it just made me like, that phrase, I'm like, oh, you're deep in this world.
Yeah.
You're seeing everything everyone's saying.
Usually when I get like that, I'm like, oh, it's a little weird, Ryan, or a lot of my friends like that. But when Kyle does it, I'm like, he makes it seem professional. Like, it was in the blind. It was in the blinds going back June 2025, which I'm like, do you know that now because of us? Or were you aware of those blinds in June of 2025 going into the house and been like, hey, Amanda, you know what this blind is all about?
Well, I know we like Kyle in this timeline we're in currently, but let's go back to a year ago. And he may be checking Reddit to make sure there are any stories about him at those parties after the DJ sets. But
imagine my horror when I open Reddit to check if I've been cheating, and then I see that potentially my wife has been cheating with a cast member.
It's supposed to be me that cheats, not her.
I'm looking for my press to like apologize for, and I have to deal with this shit. You've embarrassed me for the last time, Batuglia.
Watch out. Yeah. I mean, could be.
then the scene ends with, I don't know what Amanda and Wes can say to recover. And then we flash forward, April 23rd, 2026. The music in this, you guys, I really was like, I've heard this music before, and I think I finally placed it. There's an opening scene in The Dark Knight where the Joker robs a bank, and it's like this extended scene. But this, I feel like, is the exact music. It's like that crossed with the movie Heat, the Michael Mann movie, where it's like dun 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 dun. I'm telling you, it was so The Dark Knight, and it's like 6:27 a.m. Carl walks in, and then Lindsay and Bailey, they're sharing a dressing room, and Lindsay's like, I'm wearing red, the devil you don't want to know. So Lindsay like fully conceptualized her reunion outfit, which I love. Bailey's like, I'm in green.
Lindsay, she's so corny. I mean, she's making fart jokes later on. I mean, she in the end, she can be kind of corny. She's like, I'm a devil, get it? I'm like, yeah, we got it, Lindsay. We got it.
But I'm going to dress up as Lindsay for Halloween. I love it. I was like, this is so, because Lindsay in these moments, you want a Lindsay in these moments. I mean, she tickles me to no end. And I find it funny because, some people love Lindsay, and some people really don't get Lindsay conceptually. And I think it's very interesting that even on a season where she was only there for a handful of weekends, she still is an essential component of all of this. And I don't mean it in like she's trying to fully make this about her, but she's become one of the voices that has been listened to, and I hate to say has been able to monetize off this, but has been able to monetize off this.
Yeah, I mean, every commercial is a Lindsay Hubbard commercial between this and in the city too. Like, I mean, she's, but you do it's not like a situation where on Scandival people were like, Sheena getting Uber Eats ads, like, and I love Sheena, but some people had opinions about that they're like, you're not even in this, and like, why are you in it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this, like, for some reason, it just lands right with Lindsay because it just feels like she deserves to have a take on all these things.
Yeah. And she's got to afford that apartment with the baby grand piano.
Right.
So Carl gets in his makeup room, and he's like, I saw Wes and Amanda's names on that dressing room. That's an adjustment. I've been here for 10 years. He's like, I've been here for 10 years. And what's been going on? He's talking to KJ. What's been going on is unlike anything I've experienced. And then they talk about the baseball game that baseball game Wes and Amanda were at. And we see a clip of that. And KJ's like, I was supposed to go to that baseball game. And they're like, why didn't you go? And he's like, we aren't friends anymore. I considered him a brother, which I was so praying for him to be like, well, Amanda took my ticket, but I truly believe that KJ was like, fuck that, I'm out. Also, KJ very much promoting Jack Link's. Did you notice his Jack Link's hat and he was promoting beef jerky with his outfit?
I didn't notice that. Shout out. Make your money. Make your coin, I guess. It's funny with Carl, though, talking about this. I'm like, Carl, the reason it's never been like this is because the show for a long time, no one watched it, and there was a lot of scandal.
And there's a potentially he might not have remembered like certain aspects of the show.
True. It's just funny. He's like, it's just never been like this. And I'm like, good? Or, I mean, I always love Summer House. So I'm just like laughing at him, like realizing that people are actually watching the show now 10 years later. And it's blown up.
Ben, KJ, gather round. It's never been like this, ever. I'm going to tell you a story about season 1 in the work as twins right now. So then Wes gets in there, and Wes, like, Amanda's in her. Wes goes, huh, never been in this room before. Like, he's like, very cool, moving up in the world. And Amanda's sitting, like, he kisses her on the cheek, and that's kind of cringy. And Amanda goes, I just don't know if I can't breathe because I'm anxious or this corset is too tight. Let's go with your fucking anxious. Like, why would you even give an option for the corsets to? You should be anxious. You should be throwing up in a bucket.
Yeah, do you think she feels it, that she did anything wrong? Do you think that she, maybe that's not the right phrase. Do you think that she feels it, that she blew up her life doing this in these moments? Or do you think she's just anxious about having to talk about the relationship with the cameras? I don't know.
I was thinking about that while I was watching this for like the third or fourth time. And I was thinking about how Amanda's press tour was going before this. And she had done, was it like the Glamour article or one of those? And she was talking about like, listen, I'm listening to my heart and I'm out there and I'm like just doing me right now. And that feels great. And on the Jason Tartick podcast, she said, I would never touch any of my castmates. Are you kidding? And then she had like the weed ad and she had the, what sandwich shop she was promoting, and it was kind of like this badass bitch that had like a side of underboobs and like I love weed, and that's all now out the window. That's gone. Like
Mhm.
I could see her promoting like guns or something at this point, or unsafe sex. I don't know, but like the narrative has like all of this is like narratives, right? It's, black and white narratives, even though there's gray, but we don't usually look at that. Black and white narratives. Ariano had a hero edit. Ciara now has a hero edit. She does not. And so I'm curious if she feels it in terms of looking at other people's brand deals that she was starting to get quite a lot of. But I don't think she thinks I think she's like, "Oh, it sucks to hurt my friend. I hate hurting friends. That sucks because I was always taught not to hurt friends." But I think we always rationalize our mistakes to ourselves. And there's something to be said for, I don't want to, narcissism is trotted out too much. They might be more concerned with how they're feeling than how anybody else is feeling right now. And so, like, it just sucks. Like, I hate this. I feel so bad because our lives are so weird, but not, I feel so bad because Ciara feels just totally betrayed, or I lied to Kyle, or like, I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I it's just I mean, it's just white privilege, to be honest with you. Like, they have been able to exist in this world as white, straight, normal by society standards people, and just aren't used to having the rug pulled out from underneath them. And unfortunately, they probably will be fine on the other side of this. And in the end of it all, like
Well,
I
whatever fine me. I mean, yeah, they're going to live, they're
yeah,
going to breathe, they're going to probably be better than most of us. I don't know what that
they'll
looks
be on
like.
a reality show again. I'm positive they will be on a show again, whether it's on Bravo or on like a like Special
Sister
Forces,
Wives or
Sister Wives
90
too.
Day
That'd be good.
Fiance or something
They
like
will
that.
find their way somewhere. They will, because
Well,
they get addicted.
I mean, when you get to an age like this and you've made reality shows like a big part of your paycheck or your W-2 form, you want that to keep going. And there's not a lot of other skills that you have. Like, what is Amanda going to get into clerical work? Like, where are we going from here if you're Amanda? Wait, and somebody said this, and I didn't look if it was true, but does Amanda come from wealth, her family?
Yeah, I mean, that wedding, that house, like, that whole backyard was her family's home. Like, I believe that she comes from a decent amount of money.
Okay, so she's fine. Anyways, Ciara gets
She's fine.
Ciara gets underground parking. That's how if Ciara's like, we'll let you park underground. Wes is in the room going, you know what? I feel zen. I feel, is it crazy? I feel good. I feel really good right now. And back to Bailey, and Bailey's like, well, I'm happy Ciara's going to get a moment to speak her piece. And Lindsay goes, I think we're all going to have a lot of moments, like not just Ciara. Me too.
I love Lindsay for that though, because it's like you don't really have any piece that you need to speak, but I'm happy to hear that you're going to get everything off your chest about them.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, we need those. So Andy goes in and does his normal thing. We see it like Housewives reunions of like, how you doing? How you feeling, Ciara? And Ciara's like kind of almost immediately starts tearing up. And Andy's like, is there somebody that you feel more betrayed by? And she says, Amanda. And Andy's like, yeah, fuck Amanda. No, he doesn't say that. He's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then she's like, I'm shocked by Wes, but I'm really hurt by Amanda. And she's like, is there a question or one thing that's the most glaring to you? And she just says, really just like, why? And then we cut to Jesse goes, bro, there's a Wes dick pic being sent around right now, bro. And Kyle's like, yep, I got sent it today. And he goes, how many dick pics you got to send out to have it get back to me? Now, this was something I didn't fully expect. And I've told this story now a couple of times, but I was sent these dick pics. I think somehow somebody thought I was the one sending the dick pics. I want to clarify that was not the case. I did joke about it in a podcast and got ripped to holy hell when I was like blazing tired because I was laughing about it. I was like, do you really want to, I don't know my way around dick pics, but I was like, do you really want to send these out? But I will say my understanding of it was that his phone wasn't hacked, is that the person
He's
or the
lying.
people.
He's
Well,
lying
that's what I'm
with a
saying.
hack.
His phone wasn't hacked. It was that these were sent in, and I had to re-edit that podcast because I made a minute of like really truly tasteless jokes. This was so great. And you know who you are. Listen, I got a death threat from it. I got it. You're going to jail. I had for a day I had somebody pose as a vulture reporter wanting to interview me. And then I was like, oh, no, it was stupid of me. I shouldn't joke about that stuff. No, I'm good. And then the person kept texting me to the point where you realize you're like, oh, they're like, well, you do realize. And it was like, oh, this isn't a reporter at all. And I would like put the person's name in a Google.
This
I'm like,
is crazy.
oh,
This is crazy.
it's insane.
And
And I was
guys,
like,
on top of this, online, all I saw was everyone joking about the dick pic. It's same thing that y'all.
well, that
I
was
have
what's
this. I
crazy.
did,
This was before that, but then it was like, then I go online, I see everybody joking about it. Listen, I guess like if you were, I don't know well, I know that you shouldn't be sending out dick pics. I know that. And I didn't. I
like
didn't send that dick pic out to
redistributing other
anybody.
people's
Yeah. Now,
photos. Yeah,
that
yeah.
is bad. But it is funny. I've gotten a lot of dick pics in my day. Not people like see my dick, but I've gotten a lot of celebrity dick pics. I've had people send me all sorts of celebrity dick pics of like, oh my God, check out Travis Barker, check out this. But it was wild that they were all joking about it. And I thought that was interesting. And Jesse's like, who does it flaccid though? Come on, who does? And I was like, oh my God, there's rules to the dick. Like then I was like, Jesse must have like a file of his own dick pics. Be like, come on, man. The first rule is you don't do flaccid dick pics.
As a gay man who's received many dick pics, not from celebrities but from suitors, I have to say, if I ever received a flaccid one, I would be very confused. Very confused.
In my limited understanding, that's what I would think as well, is that there's showers and growers, but also, I don't think it's like, oh, check it out. Check it out when it's just relaxing. Check my member out when it's just hanging. Like that's weird.
Also one thing about the whole dick pic thing, and that also kind of confuses the story of him saying his phone was hacked, which it is a lie, is that the dick pics like that were, circulating, the ones of him flaccid, the photos, I've heard that in the corner it says it has his Instagram handle. Like you can see that he sent it via Instagram,
See, I
meaning
didn't
like,
even look at it that intensely. I didn't know.
yeah,
So it has.
they were sent via Instagram to someone, and so that person screenshotted them when they came through. Like he sent like a direct message of them. So what the hell were you doing trying to send? You are a Z-list celebrity and a decently known reality television star. You can't be sending dick pics in Instagram DMs
What
without
if,
expecting people to screenshot them and save them and do bad things with them.
what if it's like, Rihanna, you up? It's me.
Rihanna's like, I had to share them with Reddit.
Anyway, so they're joking about the dick pics, and then Andy goes into Wes and Amanda's room, and they're sitting on the couch, and he's like, well, how's it going? And they're like, well, the truth is already out there. We just want to shut down the rumors. And Amanda's like, yeah, there's a lot of guilt. That's my friend. And I didn't want to cause her any pain. And Ciara's in the room with Kyle, another room, and she's like, I just finished the last episode because they get all of these episodes in advance to prepare for the reunion. And Kyle's like, yeah, the last 2 episodes were the toughest reunion prep I ever did. I was bottoming out. And Ciara's like, can I say I'm sorry? I didn't realize how much you were bottoming out. Now, listen, this is another term that I'm used to. Isn't bottoming out a gay term?
Well, I mean, bottoming is. So one
Okay.
could bottom out, I guess, if they just keep, bottoming.
Yeah. It's like, good for you. But like, no, I mean, we saw Kyle bottoming out, but Ciara, this is how much she cares. But she's like, can I apologize immediately for like not fully supporting you? And Kyle's like, I just felt misunderstood the whole summer. And Ciara's like, yeah, I really misunderstood you this summer. I will say, like Tom will probably say, let's push back a little because Kyle still, his behavior there, you would have trouble with for the things that he said. But in Kyle's defense, you're like, yeah, you must have been paranoid out of your ass going like, she does not give a shit about me at all. And nobody seems to understand that this is different than all the other summers.
Yeah, I think Ciara apologizing, though, I think coming from the inside of it, she didn't realize like how little Amanda was giving to Kyle, and how kind of combative she was being. Like, I feel like they probably didn't realize, most people didn't realize all those scenes, like where she just, the weekend she wouldn't talk to him at all, or she would make faces. Ciara probably didn't see all those faces she was making when he was having his crash out at the table. And I think that it's probably enlightening to be like, oh my God, there was a whole other side to this, but he's still, you can't be calling You can say fuck off to your wife at the table, like in front of a group of
No.
people. Like that's wrong still.
And I will point out, Kyle didn't say fuck off yet at the reunion to Amanda. But that's neither here nor there. So Ciara's like, listen, we're not going to go in mad. We're not, no storming off. And Kyle's like, I'm not going to touch alcohol, which I was like, wow, we finally got something that Kyle refuses to touch alcohol. We did it, folks. Kyle's like not going to drink for one time on Summer House. All
Guys,
right.
10 years later.
This is what it took. Yeah, this is a very bad version of Scared Straight for Kyle. Of like, we're going to set up a really bad scenario. Ciara's like, I'm not going to cry. And then we go back to Andy talking to Wes and Amanda, and Andy's like, well, you two seem very calm. And he walks out. I can only imagine him going, I tried. I fucking tried. I don't know who I'm talking
I
to.
laughed out loud when that happened. That really tickled me.
And Wes goes, not bad to Amanda. Amanda goes, that's nothing. And then she has like this big goo. What are you smiling at, Petuglia?
Oh God, they are so insufferable. Like they live in their own little universe. They really don't. They really thought that this was going to be like a hard day, but like they'll be fine.
Yeah, I just, the more I talk about it, the more I still don't understand, or I mean, I don't get it. I mean, anyways, Bailey's the first one out on the stage, then Carl, then Kyle. Carl has to sit next to West, he finds out. And Kyle gets out there. He's like, I got to take in the vibes of the set. It's incredibly detailed. It's always incredibly detailed.
Wait. Speaking of the set, y'all, when I watched it the second time today.
The fucking lanterns?
Well, okay, the lanterns are crazy. Why is there a ball of yarn sitting next to Andy? Go and look next to Andy. There are assorted balls of yarn.
Andy's taking up
for what?
And he's like, well, I figured I'd take up crochet, just to do something to pass the time at these reunions. I spend so much time here.
Legitimately, I'm like, why is that there?
I was talking about they have all of these lanterns. It's like in the middle of the stage where I was like, at first I was like, what in the Pier 1 imports are we dealing with here?
It is so Pier 1.
It looks cool, but it looks like my mom's wet dream. Rest in peace, Becky Bailey. But I was just like, there's a lot going on. I thought it was going to be a Apology Dunes kind of vibe. I thought it was going to be like a sand Apology Dunes set, and this was it was cool. KJ and Ben get out there. Jesse sings, what a day, what a day. And Bailey's like, my friend in Bumfuck, Idaho is singing your song. Andy to Lindsay goes, why are you in a revenge dress, Lindsay? And then Amanda's the last to walk in. And it's like, I wish Bravo had put in crickets, like cricket, 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 because she just walks in silence. And I thought that was great.
So good. No one wants to talk to her.
Well, in the extended version, you guys on Peacock, Lindsay goes, I like the butter yellow, Amanda. And Amanda's like, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That's what you get on Peacock, the uncut
version. That's what you get on Peacock, which, by the way, I will say, it almost takes a little bit away from the narrative tension. Like, because you want to be like, Amanda gets on stage and then we get into it. But there were some pleasantries exchanged. Like, then Andy goes, hey, Wes, did you put in your sweat guards? And Wes is like, 4 of them. I got more, though. I got a 50-pack. And Lindsay laughs and goes, don't make me laugh, Wes. Oh, sorry. Amanda's not the last one. Ciara's the last one.
Yes, Ciara's
and Wes makes this face like, I hit that. I hit it. And he's doing this clicking thing with his tongue. He's like, and Amanda Batuglia goes, don't do that when you're talking.
They seem so happy.
I mean,
they seem such a happy couple.
Amanda's already kind of scolding him, like, act like you like me at a Yankees game and don't do that weird tongue. The only time you can do that weird tongue thing is when we're in bed. Other than that, don't do it at a reunion. And everybody's being really...
I was saying the tongue clicking does not help the rumors of him, dabbling in things. Let's just say that. And substances. Him being sitting there jittering. I'm like, Wes.
And then Wes goes, whoa, just got a text someone hacked my phone. My nudes are being sent around Missouri. And Carl goes, we heard about that this morning, West. We heard about that this morning. And Amanda goes, oh, so weird. I've never gotten any, which I'm like, bullshit. You've gotten nudes. They're probably your nude. And then Wes goes, what do you think Wes says?
Well, what am I hard?
He goes, am I hard? Which makes me believe that there are dick pics out there where he is hard.
Well, I think he was like worried that the soft ones went out. Like I think he was literally like, "Oh, did my softies leak?" Because I have a hard folder. I have a soft folder and a hard folder.
I
Which folder
sometimes
got out?
when I'm jacked up on Molly, I sometimes get the folders confused. Please tell me they're the veiny ones. Please.
Please, the hard
Oh,
veiny ones.
not soft flaccid. Not the soft flaccid. And Jesse then goes, "Oh, it curves left. It's me." So they're making jokes about this dick pic. And then Andy's like, by the way, Andy had to act so professional, but because he can't be like, "Hey, let me check him out."
Yeah, he can't look at that. No.
So
Also,
is
Carl
everybody
goes soft, very soft.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Andy Cohen. Welcome to the Summer House Season 10 reunion. Long-term relationships fell apart in real time. Ciara, congrats on Dancing with the Stars. And Kyle, you thought you might have the most to answer to this season. How does it feel to not be the biggest problem in the room on the hot seat over there? Oh, no, he goes, "Oh, yeah, I'm on this side over here. I've never been on this side or this side of the room." And then they ask Amanda, "What do you want to get out of it?" And Amanda says, "I'm prepared to own up to what I've done, to take accountability and apologize." And I was like, Amanda, it's not a car dealership. Like, I'm prepared to walk out of here today with a nice 4-door sedan. Like, I'm like, why doesn't Amanda's lawyer come out on stage with her of like, "I'm prepared to own," which, by the way, if you're prepared to, you did a real shitty job in the first part of the reunion. But she goes, especially to Ciara and Kyle, and be able to explain what went on and why. And Ciara immediately hits her with a, "Glad you could say my name this time." And Amanda goes, "What?" "I'm glad you could say our names this time." And Lindsay makes this face of, "Oh shit, somebody else came to play besides me." And Ciara's just like, "Okay."
Yeah, she's ready to go. And Ciara, this is one of the best showings at a reunion we've had in a minute from anyone. I mean, I think that like I really believe that this whole reunion episode was a 5-star ep, and I think in the last couple of years reunions are a little bit of a lost art on some of these shows, and Ciara and Lindsay are showing up ready to battle, and they seem calm and activated. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they don't feel like activated and like irritable. They feel like incredibly like this is what's wrong. You need to be better.
You know what it is? I like, it's akin to when you've graduated already, but you still have to take this last test, even though you already graduated. So you're
Yeah,
like, "I'm good. I'm totally fine. So I'm just going to have fun with this one." You know, it's like, there's nothing there's like it's harder for Lindsay to go into, the Carl breakup season reunion than, all she does is have to comment on bad behavior and get some good one-line zingers out. And this was a stellar first part, but its true test will be when you put it together with the other two parts. And then,
that's
because
true.
if this second and third part go way down, we're going to think differently of that first part. And this part right here, when Amanda says, "I want to be able to say, what went on and why." I love Ciara's, "Oh, you can say our name this time," but at the same time, I kind of wish we had gotten that answer right then and there to have a place to work from in terms of like, "Well, Amanda, what did happen and why?" But it was a great line from Ciara. It was like a great moment.
Killer, truly.
So Wes, they're like, "Wes, 2 years ago, your first reunion, you shit the bed. How is tonight going to be different?" And he's like, "Oh, there are things to share that will clear up the wildfire that this has turned into." And they're like, "Carl, are you still a mess?" And he goes, "I am a mess, Andy. It's hard to reconcile what we're watching and what's going on, and we should hold ourselves to a high standard, and we owe it to our audience to really take accountability." What did you think of Carl's statement?
Very kind of dad statement. And I think he really wants this group to work as a friend group, and he feels very betrayed by people that he thought he knew and trusted that they, you know, slept out on the friend group. And I think
Yeah.
he's in a very him and KJ just were breaking him, KJ and Jesse really were breaking my
Oh,
heart this whole episode because they all really just were like, but we're friends, I thought,
yeah.
you know.
No, it is. We'll get to the KJ.
Yeah,
What a gem.
I know.
But I will say I thought it was funny with Carl of like, Carl saying, Carl's like, we should hold ourselves to a high standard. I'm like, wait a sec. We should hold ourselves to like blacking out at the summer house. I don't know about I don't need a high standard, but I do need, what I did agree with him was the take accountability part. But the high standard, I was like, we don't really, like, come on, you guys, you're not the Justice League. Like, like just take accountability.
Carl, you and Kyle laid hands on each other. Did we not forget?
And then Jesse says, I'm very sad on the way over here. It's like this friend group is fractured, and I hope we aren't mourning the loss of what we had and move forward the best we can. And I believe him. I mean, I truly think you're like, yeah, you do realize, you kind of, something got broke here. And then we say hi to the newbies, Bailey, Mia. Mia told Rihanna told Mia that she's a bad bitch when she was giving Wes Wilson's nudes. KJ says he's sad as well. He says, this is a family, and family has issues, a lot of fraudulent activity. And Ben, they go to Ben, and Andy's like, how's the missus? And Ben's like, I didn't fuck my mate's missus. Sabrina Rail. We'll get to
this
Ben.
Loser. We'll get to him.
So
not a great showing, Ben.
Oh, and by the Ben, this man can't communicate. He can only communicate through hugs with Kyle. But other than that, it's like, I almost wish Sabrina was there as an interpreter.
Well, he's got a real case of the bros. Like, he's just like he doesn't see, I fear he doesn't really see anyone that's not like straight bros that like he can like, go do bro shit with. Like, he really sees through a lot of these women, which was shocking to me. Like, well, we'll get to it. But like his conversations with Bailey and Levi, which I can't believe I'm even saying her name, but she does show up later, guys. And it's crazy to see what he was saying to them.
So he's like, let's address the elephant in the room. February of this year, Wes and Amanda were spotted holding hands at an event. When I asked Wes about the rumors, he had his tepid denials only fueled speculations. And that was like, Andy, I got to show her the streets. If that's not clear, that's a very important person to me. I care about her a lot. And then March 31st, 3 weeks ago, they released a joint statement and an avalanche of where did this leave Ciara and Kyle. And then Ciara says, I think the first day that I suspected something was on January 17th, because I went to call Amanda to invite her with me and Mia for drinks, and her location was at Wes. I called and texted. She didn't answer. And Amanda goes, I answered in 30 minutes. And so she's already defensive. And Ciara's like, after Mia put her in a group text. And then Amanda tries to say something, and Ciara's like, I'm speaking. It's just weird that she would be at West's house. And she's like, because West was checking on me all summer. And Ciara's like, and where was I? So this is the part that started to get my blood boiling, because Ciara's point is, I was there just as much, if not more. And I tried to be there for you, but you were shutting me out. And also, if you say West was there for me all summer, that implies that West would be over at your place. Why are you over at West's place?
Well, right. And it's so dismissive of the fact that there is this group of friends that we're all trying to be there for her, but she just can't really recognize the fact that she didn't really want anything from them. She wanted the attention of just some boys.
She wanted the one person, a lot of people wanted to show her attention. She wanted it from one person. So that's the person she prioritized. And she's like, well, you were also there for me, Ciara, but when he asked me to get a drink, it's like, Ciara's like, how many times did I ask you to hang out with me? And she's like, I hung out with West twice. And Ciara's like, shut the fuck up. How many times have I asked you to hang out, to come over to your house? And Amanda's reactions, they are so insane, because there's like a deadened vibe, but also of like, I can't believe I'm being questioned like this. Why are you doing this to me? And she's like, I've invited you to do stuff. You act like your phone doesn't work, Amanda. And then Mia's like, I find it interesting you're prioritizing your friendship with Wes. And Amanda's like, I am not. And Mia's like, then why were you not responding to her? And Amanda's like, because I'm lazy.
Because I'm on Xanax and Chardonnay, okay? You caught me.
Which, by the way, if you want to take in the first 5 minutes of In the City, when they showed the pie, listen, I thought it was disgusting when Kyle was like, she's a fucking mess, dude. You should see our place. She makes it a wreck when she smokes a lot of weed. And I was like, how dare you, Kyle? And then I got a visual of that shit in the bathtub. And I was like, oh.
No, it's crazy.
There could be a rat situation happen. Not Amanda being a rat, like actual rats living in that mess.
It is interesting, right? That like in the city, we're getting a completely different version of Kyle than he is in the summer house, because he's not in like party party boy mode. You almost like understand him more
Well,
on his
he will.
Monday to Thursday life. I can't describe it. It's so weird. You're like, wait, this is how normal you are Monday through Thursday.
You almost get the feeling that this man truly does feel pressure to party his balls off on the weekends.
Yeah,
He's like, I got
know.
to. And so he's moving a little bit more freer than you would. I thought he'd be all buttoned up and nervous. He's just more chill and like, you guys doing shots already? Very cool. Well, Amanda can't make it again, but it's all good. You know, we're
Yeah,
trying to get.
easy breezy,
It's
beautiful.
so weird. It's so you're
weird.
right.
Yeah,
but that apartment was that
crazy
was insane.
work. Yeah.
So Amanda says, guess what? I had an awakening. I was living on my own. I separated from my ex, and I was trying to prioritize myself. The awakening word is crazy pants.
Well, right. Like, I understand. Like she was due for that. They both are. Like, they both are leaving very serious relationships. But like, your awakening is like running around the Lower East Side in like an oversized shirt, chain smoking with like a ex football player who was dating your best friend. That doesn't sound like an awakening to me. That sounds like a low point.
An awakening would actually be going through that and being like, yeah, I've got to figure out who Amanda Batula is. Like, you know, I realize I am all I have, and I got to make myself. You got to be Mia. Mia actually says it here in a moment about like what she's going through and like wanting to prioritize herself. It's not like I had an awakening and realized I can only get so many people, so I better start working at locking down another man immediately, even if it's in the friend group, because I don't have the time to meet a new one.
Yeah, that's not what that is, Amanda. And I want you to be I want you to be awoken, because whatever this is not that.
Ciara says, you're going out getting fucked up. You're breadcrumbing everyone on Instagram. And, you know, he did show her the streets and he showed her his sheets. And Amanda goes, I am also hanging out with other people. I have plenty of other friends. And everybody's like, who? You don't think I have other friends? And they're like, no, Katie DeLuca. Poor Katie DeLuca wins the witness protection program. Why isn't any of Amanda's other imaginary friends coming out with a statement of going, I know it looks bad, but I really got to say, I love this girl with all my heart and I stand up for her and she's going through a rough. Where are these friends?
Levi walks out and she's like, she talks to me every once in a while.
Did you guys call my name? It's me, Levi. No, but like, they are like, this is a fucking
like,
joke.
Girl, you have no friends.
You had even Carl. Carl goes, they're all Wes friends. And Amanda goes, that you've seen on the internet. I don't post every fucking time I go out somewhere. And they're like, you do too? And I love that I love that Amanda has this whole army of friends that she doesn't deem worthy for the grid. Not those uggos, not the real friends uggos that don't make the Instagram. I just post the influencers that hang out with West.
Yeah, like, what is it? She just is a bit of a follower, I guess. Like, and she just wants to like be in with the cool kids. And West felt cool to her, and these influencers feel cool to her. It's like none of these people care about you. No one.
Well, they're in it to have a good time and to show the good time they're having online. And that probably feels safe and very cool. I mean, but like Amanda's been in this game for a minute. She's never, I mean, it's disappointing, but it's not surprising. Also, are you in a rush? Are you good? Because I know I'm taking my sweet time. Okay.
No, take time.
So it's one of those disappointing things because it is like a whole influencer crew and they all know one of those influencers are going to break. One of those are actually, and Brianna Chicken Fry already did break. The fact that their timeline is already obliterated by saying late February, when at the Super Bowl, February 9th, Brianna Chicken Fry had already told Dave Portnoy that Wes and Amanda were a thing. And Dave Portnoy at that moment, now he's a Summer House expert, but back then he wasn't. And he was like, oh yeah, I knew this Batuglia and this Wes Wilson were already hooking up because Chicken Fry told me. So that right there already obliterates what they're saying. And I don't know why that hasn't come out yet, and it better, or I'm going to throw my pillow.
But yes, I do want it to come out, but I also don't want Dave Portnoy to get any airtime on Bravo for my liking. But I do think the Brianna Chicken Fry stuff has to come out, and they have to address. I'm sure this last the part 3, they will do another loop around on like, okay, there's some outstanding things we're not totally understanding that aren't lining up. I can't imagine Andy's going to press them on it. He has to.
Yeah.
He knows that the timeline is a problem.
So Carl says, some of your best friends you aren't even seeing anymore. And Lindsay's like, she was posting nonstop about going out. And Kyle's like, well, there's another Kate. And Ciara's like, that's friends with West. And Amanda's like, no, not friends with West. Fuck off. And that's when she says, fuck off. And I'm like, first off, who do you think you're talking to? Where do you think you are? How is that so on the surface ready? Like, you failed. Already you failed. Already you failed. Like, how did you let that get to you? Like, I that shocked me when she said fuck you to Ciara. Or fuck
I
off.
agree. And also, but don't you ever, sometimes I wonder watching these, I'm like, I wonder what hour we were at that moment. You know what I mean? Like, how long did it take for us to get here? It couldn't have been that long, but like, because they filmed for 10 hours, and I'm wondering how quickly we arrived at her abandoning all sense of like, self and just screaming fuck off at the woman that she shouldn't.
I think it was weirdly relatively quickly for the whole shoot day, but it was probably like 4 hours in if you count the time they got there in makeup and hair. But Ciara's like, shut the fuck up, Amanda. You don't want to cross this fucking bridge with me, which you can hear the curse words on Peacock, which is very exciting. You really don't. I don't see your man sticking up for you now. And then Jesse goes, you found out on Watch What... Oh, no, Jesse. They're like, Jesse, you found out on Watch What Happens Live that people want to equate you with Tom Schwartz knowing about Scandal. And Amanda goes, Jesse didn't know anything. And Jesse goes, yeah, I spoke with her and she said it wasn't true. I would text Wes. He said it wasn't true. And I have a timeline prepared if necessary. And he shows some note cards, which I was like, Andy, I got some time. Love to see the note cards. Let's see what's on these note cards. They would be
Would
great.
love to. I know. Agreed.
And there is something comically funny to think that Jesse was like, I talked to Amanda because I wanted to find out if I could try to get in there. Like, Jesse was probably like 30% close. Like, if Jesse had gotten a signal from, had gotten a signal from Amanda at any point, do you think he would have gone for it?
Definitely. He definitely would have been like, hesitantly. Like, you ever think you might like a tall guy like me? Like,
do you think, could you like a guy? Yeah. But I think Jesse would have immediately go, I was fucked up. I don't know. I don't want to be in a relationship. No. Yeah. I was fucked up,
Yeah.
So Wes says, I did lie to people. I take full accountability. It's not cool to do in general or to friends. It would be cool to be like, it is cool to do in general, but not to friends.
Not to friends.
So, but this is like classic, like, I want to use the word accountability again, and I'm saying what I'm supposed to be saying. And Ciara says, you lie about your life. You two are fraudulent. No one truly knows who you are, Wes. You live a different fucking life off camera than you do on camera. We don't know what you're doing at all. And the reason it was so confusing, you had a girlfriend, Mija, which what do you think about? Like, I love what Ciara said here. You live a different fucking life off camera. Nobody truly knows who you are. And this is to your point earlier when you said talented Mr. Ripley, is I think that's genius. I think this man, and if he wasn't doing bad things, I think it's a great talent to have, is being able to fit into any space and make people comfortable.
Agreed. He is really, really comfortable lying. He copped to lying all the time so easily on the reunion stage. Like, we'll get there shortly, I think. But like, he just was like, yeah, I lied. It's like, really, I can't just sit here and say I didn't.
It's bad.
It's like, it doesn't, but it doesn't feel upsetting to him to even own that, because I think he lies so often, so frequently. He already has lied multiple times in this episode. He lied about the phone situation 1000%. He's lying about timelines, and I think he almost got caught in another lie with the sex whenever they had sex for the first time. Like, I don't know. He's too comfortable lying and is dangerous in that way.
So he says, Mija is not a girlfriend, but I was seeing someone. And they're like, probably a girlfriend. And Lindsay goes, she says you were exclusive. And she said she spent the night with you the night before Watch What Happens Live on March 24th. And that was the part, that was new information for me, was that she stayed over the night before Watch What Happens Live. So I guess she hand delivered that horsehair tie. And Wes is like,
also,
yeah, she brought me the tie. She brought
the
me
tie. The tie is so ugly, guys.
Well, listen, let's not ruin the girl's art. I mean, I support art, and I support horses and hair.
I'm open to the tie on Mija. I'm not open to the tie on West Wilson. And it's just a weird, like, it's almost like a weird thing he's collecting to be like, another girl I've gotten under my belt. I have a tie that was belonging to me. It's like, does he have like a
It's
shrine of all the
it's
things?
like serial killers when they allegedly take something from their victims.
Yeah.
He like collects these like horsehair ties going in the vault, you know?
Yeah. What does he have of Amanda's? What is
For virginity? No. He
bikini?
probably he has like the original Loverboy sweatshirt she designed or something.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Little
Maybe he has like
Horcruxes.
for Ciara, he has one of her costumes from a Karma Brown outfit.
The original Karma Brown eyelashes.
Yeah.
But then this is the other mystery. Andy goes, Amanda, did you know he was dating this woman? And she goes, yeah. Yeah, of course I did. And Lindsay's like, you know now or you knew then? And they're like, I knew then. We had a whole conversation about it, which that was the part that blew my mind because I was like, okay, so what did that conversation go like? How did that go? Was that like, are you still seeing other people or was he just upfront and honest immediately? And then my other thought was, okay, so Amanda was like, well, fuck this other girl that you're in a relationship with. Fuck her too and fuck Ciara. I'm still going to fuck you. Like, so Amanda knew about this other girl and was okay with it, but also like, well, Mia didn't know about Amanda. So it wasn't like there was a two-way street of knowledge.
No, and y'all, ladies out there listening, if you ever have to talk your man out of a situationship to only get into a situationship with him, like he's gonna be situationshipping you as well. Like you get the guy how you you lose the guy how you got the guy. Me and my friends always say, and
isn't
like
that what Lisa Vanderpump says? You lose him how you get them.
Yeah, and it's like I'm sorry, like. You trying to like talk him out of the situationship likely to then be in one with you is not going to lead to anything good. Never engage with that because he's a fuckboy.
Mia says, Amanda, why are you doing this? You went from being married, which obviously that's not perfect, to one of West's side bitches. That's crazy. And Amanda goes, okay. And Mia goes, this is unnecessary. And like, that's it. I don't get it. Like this man was already dating other people. And it's another thing I just truly, the more I don't understand, like, is the love and feeling this strong or now you don't want to look like idiots so you're committing? And I know the dick is good. Everybody says the dick is good, but putting the dick is good aside, what the fuck is it? Like, I mean, Mia's right. This is unnecessary. You're looking more and more like an idiot the more details that come out about this.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. So it doesn't make any sense why you want to be in a... She's not even in a relationship with him, really. She's like dating him. Like, are they calling each other boyfriend, girlfriend even? Like, I don't...
I hope legally they have to at this point. I mean, I would force that on it. And by the way, I think there's still people, like, even though now it's like public knowledge, I think there are people that would still fuck West, even like, I don't care if you have a girlfriend. Like, I mean,
1,000%. Yes.
That's what's in store for Amanda. And West is like, the statement came out incredibly rushed, and there's a zillion reasons why this is confusing, and it didn't make sense, and there's like so many layers to it. I want to point out, this is where, you guys, in the leaked audio, this is where the whole conversation happened in the leaked audio, where they talk about the video. This video, the alleged video that was out there that Demois speculated about West and Amanda in a compromising position. They talked about it on the leaked audio. It's cut out of this, which is really disappointing because I'm so curious. And I don't know if it's a legal reason. I don't know if maybe they're going to bring it back in on episodes 2 or 3, but we hear it in the leaked audio. So why did it get cut out completely? Because that's a big part of the story. Because allegedly that's why on that leaked audio, they said, well, we had to rush that statement because we didn't know when the video was coming out and we wanted to prepare people for it.
So I didn't listen to I don't think I heard that. I don't think I heard all the audio.
You're so good, Tom.
No,
you're so good.
That wasn't what it was. It was like when I was trying to get to it, I was like, how do I source this? Like I couldn't find it. But regardless, because I was getting to it late when everyone else was...
The West dick pics just magically
That was sent to me. That was sent to me. No, I think I missed that part of it though. So this like moment that was filmed, allegedly, like of them hooking up. Was it just them making out, or was it them like doing something?
They didn't say. I mean, the Demois thing I think said sex, but then it could just be making out. I don't know. It's obviously illegal what happened, so I'm not wondering if that's
definitely.
why. And it made me wonder. I speculated about this earlier was that also is the reason that it was cut or the reason that it was leaked in the first place, did the person that leaked it know that Bravo was going to cut it out? So they leaked it to show, hey guys, there really was a video. Like, because this was information
Oh,
that
that's
was
interesting.
I was trying to think. I was like, is this part of the reason that this specific part was leaked? I was trying to make sense of the leaked stuff. Who knows? But that's out of this, unfortunately, and it wasn't in the Peacock version. And Carl's like, there's not enough layers to be like, what the fuck are we doing here? And Ciara's like, okay, so you're so conscious. It's not a drunk hookup. You knew how you fucked up, and it's weird, and it would be you chose to keep doing this. And Amanda goes, sometimes you can't help who you like and who you are attracted to. And Ciara's like, you can help it when you're married. And by the way, this is where I do agree with Amanda. I don't think Amanda was under any license.
I agree as well. I agree.
I mean, there's no like throw her in jail. Like they were like Kyle was probably having sex at this point as well. But Ciara's like, have you guys filed? And then Amanda's like, I've obtained counsel, and they reach out to Kyle's. Do we think Amanda's truly? I think Amanda's parents might have obtained counsel. Do we really think Amanda like reached out to somebody herself?
No, she's lazy. Like, she's not.
Yes.
This divorce is going to take forever because she's just going to be like, today's the day I get up and sign the paper. And then she's like, but I don't, I need to go
feel
smoke a
faint.
cig outside and call West. And it's
Yeah.
just like, I just don't think that, well, I think the whole process will take forever. And I also don't buy that she, sought out counsel.
This is where Ciara says, there's a million other guys in New York City. You chose the one that fucked me up. You did it on purpose. You're a snake in the fucking grass. And you should just say, okay. And you move silent, but you are deadly. And KJ goes, bars. and Lindsay goes, this is where Lindsay's like, it's like a fart. And I'm like, what?
I kind of got it, honestly. Honestly, when she said silent but deadly, all I thought of was a fart. I have to be honest.
Oh, I didn't even fucking put that together. Oh, duh. You're right. It's okay. I'm sorry. I just didn't. You move like a silent but dead. You're like
it's like a fart.
Pull my finger. Pull it. And he goes, what's going through your mind at this point? You know, it's like everything she has portrayed about her and her communicating. Everything she's portrayed about West to you and her communications with this man. And Amanda says, I was terrified. I knew I was going to have to tell her. And Kyle goes, he was my friend too. Who's my friend too? West was my friend too. And Amanda's like, well, the question is about Ciara. And Ciara's like, you're both weird. And he's like, Amanda, casual viewers would be that it's weird that you didn't acknowledge Kyle and Ciara in your statement, right? And Amanda's like, it's a case of damned if you do, damned if you don't. And Andy goes, did a PR person help you with that statement? And Wes is like, clearly not. And Amanda goes, Chat GPT. But that was kind of a joke. And Ciara's like, Chat GPT is smarter than that statement. And then Carl goes, terrible move. But if you you doing it, you go to apologize to the people that this statement is for. It's like singing happy birthday and not using somebody's name. And Lindsay's like, good analogy. And Kyle's like, good analogy. And, Carl's like, thank you.
Thank you. I did. Do you want to make out?
Yeah. Levi, did you watch Bailey walk into the reunion with her butt? When Carl's on his run the next day, he just keeps going, it's like singing happy birthday and not replaying that over and over again.
You're absolutely right. He's replayed this on Peacock all day today.
I set a PR today on my morning run. I played my vocal stems. So they're like, well, why didn't you reach out to KJ? Because KJ's like, I didn't get a text from West. And Wes is like, I also didn't reach out to Bailey and Levi. And Bailey's like, listen, this affected all of us. And Amanda goes, it felt inauthentic. I texted each person individually. So it's like after she was found out, then Amanda kicked it into gear. Amanda's like, have to do some work now. Like, I'm so curious. Like, I know this is a good conversation, but I'm curious about details. Like, at what hour? Like, did you send it all at once? Was it a blanket text? Was it, did you take an hour for each person? Who responded? Who didn't? I want to know those details.
Well, can we go to the case about the KJ thing for a second, though? Because this really bothered me, to be honest with you, because I feel that West really disrespects that relationship or doesn't acknowledge how close KJ felt to Wes necessarily. And Wes only texting the people that like he knew were gonna definitely come back to the show next season, or like the people that he thought were like in the cooler group of the cast apologizing. It's like, oh, this was never about real friendship to you. Like KJ really thought y'all were great friends. And you're not reaching out to him, but apologizing to the rest of the cast. I just thought it left a really gross taste in my mouth because KJ clearly views this group as like a true family, and that's not the case. Where West is putting people on a totem pole of who is the best people to apologize to, so I can be good with them to film the show again. Is how it feels.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of truth to that because West on camera will have conversations about KJ's mental health. So he's aware of his mental health
Right.
struggles. But after this, there's not a reach out. There's not a like, hey, bud, I know I fucked up. Just checking on you and hope the blowback isn't too hard on you. And also about what KJ's about to reveal in terms of like the self-harm. I was also so curious because obviously Mia and Ciara knew. Was it only Mia and Ciara that knew? And Taylor Crumpton, by the way, who's amazing, did an interview with KJ, and it goes into more detail about all of this. And I strongly recommend everybody reading the article and engaging with the article because we want more things like this and we believe in Taylor. But I'm curious. I would imagine Wes knew something and what that communication was between them.
But did it serve him? That's the thing, is
No,
like I think
that's
that's
to
his
your point.
brain. That's his
I think that
brain,
would be
right?
another
Yeah.
example is that
Yeah.
if he was not there for KJ in a potential moment of need, whereas Mia and Ciara were obviously, that's a very genuine, real friendship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ciara says, the day the rumors dropped, I didn't hear. Oh, yeah. So didn't hear the day the rumors dropped. She was texting Amanda and didn't hear back from her. And I have a screenshot of this. Let me get to this.
Oh, of the text combo.
Yeah, the text combo. Oh, sorry. It's like so fucking sad, you guys. My camera roll is like Summer House shit and baby. And I'm like, oh, I'm not looking for that stupid baby, my baby. I'm like, I don't need that baby. I'm looking for so Amanda says, hi, checking in. The internet is fucking on one right now. And I feel like everything I do is under a microscope. And I can't believe I'm even having to text you this right now. But Wes and I are very much just friends. And she's like, so nothing's going on. She's like, duh, but Wes and I are not. I'm sad we're even having to discuss this. And Ciara says, so I expect for there to be no photo or videos coming out. Feels like such a widespread rumor for there to be no veracity to it. Is that the correct use of veracity? I know this. I'm not. You know what? We'll let Ciara have it. And then Amanda says, nothing different than what I've posted myself. People have just seen us with each other more and are being psychos.
Which then she says, I was lying through the whole goddamn thing, which is crazy.
Yeah. So she was very comfortable in telling blatant full lies on a text message, like on it. Like, it's not just like verbally saying this, that, this is proof. Like, so Amanda was fully lying. And,
that was the right usage of veracity, by the way. Just Googled it.
See, that's why Ciara's better than me, folks. I fucking didn't know that. And why? Ciara just taught me something. That's amazing. But
good word.
Amanda's like, we weren't fucking, we were talking. Everything was PG. And Jesse's like, bro, why continue to lie? When did you hook up for the first time? And we see like the text, like, I feel like I can't even exist right now. And she's like, no, I did. I lied 100% of those text messages. And Kyle's like, your location would just go off. And Amanda's like, I would share my location with the two of you. And Ciara's like, that's how my find my friends work. Right. And Amanda's like, well, between Kyle and my management and my other friends, I didn't want people to know where I was all the time. Why? I didn't want my management to find out where. Wait, I didn't want the people that were giving me brand deals to know where I was. What?
Well, I think this goes back to a previous conversation does she have any friends? Like, I don't think she does. She's talking about her friend group, and it's the people on this show and her management. That's who she just referred to as her friends. Like, I share my location with like 10 people probably. They're all my like best, like closest friends and family. Like,
Yeah, I have my family, I have Rebecca, and I have Sheena. It's, like, so simple.
love to hear that.
Yeah.
And what's she up to right now?
Yeah. They're like, "'Cause you were at Wes, Amanda, that's why you turned it off." And Carl's like, "'Cause you were doing shady shit. Of course you turned it off." And West whispers. He doesn't say this loud. He whispers, "Well, you were newly single." Like, he whispers. He doesn't say this with his full chest. He goes, "You were newly single." And Amanda goes, "I was not sleeping with West." And they're like, "Were you not sleeping over?" And then Andy goes, "Who made the first move?" And Wes is like, "We were out." And I was like, am I fucking crazy? Is there a little something going on right here? And I have a feeling that this is West's move with everybody. Like, am I
Mm.
crazy? Is there something going on right now between us?
I think that's what he said to Ciara on his first season. Like, I think it was something like that. Like, someone go look that up because I really feel like his vibes when he was like, "There's like an energy, like between us. It just feels really special. Like, let's do
Yeah.
something about that."
And the thing is, listen, you can say what you want about West, but if this didn't happen, you'd be like, this guy pulls a lot of hot women. He knows when something's clicking, right? He
Yep.
knows it. So it's like putting the onus on Amanda of like, am I being gaslit by you, Amanda? Or is there something going on right now? Like, he puts the onus on her if this is true, if this is real, for her to say like, no, there definitely is. So it's like not saying like, I feel something for you. He's like, am I crazy? Are you like kind of fully coming on to me? Like, is there something? And the verbiage of
That's
this
a
is a
great
little,
point.
it's like a little wild for me. And I also would love to talk to other women if he has said something similar to them. And, the first kiss happened after a brunch that he first had with all the guys from Summer House, which is wild work to go from that brunch. And we know in an interview that he lied and went to brunch with Amanda, and then they ran into him. The guy,
Yep.
remember Jesse and Kyle ran into Amanda and Wes and a couple of them. And if I'm not mistaken, Bailey on Watch What Happens Live talked about this with Lindsay. And this was the brunch where Amanda kissed Kyle 2 times.
Yep. It's all
So
the
what?
same day, which is crazy.
So
Crazy work.
my thought was they bump into Wes and Amanda. Amanda already, something's going on with Wes. So Amanda kisses Kyle a couple times to throw those people off the scent of like, see? Because Bailey was like, I thought something was going on. And Kyle's probably like, that's the most action I've gotten in years. Bazoing, And like,
Yeah.
that's what Lindsay said at Watch What Happens Live. Isn't that wild? You're using your boyfriend. You're using your husband to make your new boyfriend jealous.
Yep. Yeah, no, her and Wes are so calculated in all of these moves, all these like little moves they're making, all of them.
So this is when because I love when Andy's like, when was your first kiss? And then he goes, hey, when did you first sleep together? It was bordering on creepy. Like, hey, what did you touch first? Like, and he was like, did you get under the shirt? What's going on there?
I appreciate it though. Like we honestly needed that question asked, and he did it in a way that worked. So
No, totally. But I just thought like, because he was like, when did you first kiss? When did you first? And he's a journalist, but I just thought it was funny of like, hey, butt stuff. When did we first do it?
yeah,
Like,
when we
where?
start playing with the butt. I know we did ears earlier, so when is
in
the
terms
butt?
In terms
Ear
of
stuff, butt
holes, what are we
stuff.
talking? Yeah, like, has
Yeah.
there been any quid pro quo? Anyways, Amanda goes, after the statement, we first slept together, not that night. So I was like, that to me was fucking wild because first off, I believe it's a lie, but if it's not a lie, you're more insane than if it was a lie. You did the fucking whole message and you didn't even sleep. You did a message on a couple kisses and feeling some boobs and over the jeans penis. Like, what are you doing? Like, Amanda, you did a whole you lied to people forever. Then you you made Wes join in on the statement in your Instagram stories and you guys hadn't even consummated. Like, what if you guys hated sex with each other? What if it was like, oh, it's like fucking like a family member? Like, what are you doing? It's crazy.
No, it's crazy. It's deeply unbelievable. And I don't know how dumb they think we all are. Or what, like you said, just how insane they actually are, if it's true.
Well, to that point, and I'll use myself as an example. I bet they think we're really fucking dumb. And I bet, like, listen, if I was to look at myself from an outside perspective, we got an old man making memes. Like, what is this guy doing with his life? You kidding? He does a podcast where he shouts about this shit every day. Like, I would be like, this guy's pretty fucking dumb. So I could see where they would think that about me. And if you put
You're
that
not
to the
dumb,
wider,
man.
no, I'm not a smart man, but I know summer house. Wes says, this isn't a sex scandal. We were like hanging out. And Kyle goes, I don't want to visualize the sex part. Can we just get back to the rest? You almost forget Kyle's there.
Yeah,
Where
he's like, hey, I used to have sex with her too.
he's like, and Ciara's like, okay, so Saturday, March 7th, she says, oh my gosh, do you want to talk at all? Super weird how we left out that conversation. We read this text message. It's been weird between both, I just hate that it's weird between us because of West. That's so silly. So that's like gaslighting her of like, you're going to let this man come between us, Ciara? Are you crazy? And it's like, you were doing, like, you're the murderer.
It's you.
Yeah, you're the Zodiac.
Yeah, it's you.
And Amanda goes, maybe I should have just said to you from the get-go, I don't know what's going on and I have feelings I don't understand. I love that Amanda goes, I don't know, should I have been crazy and just told you from the beginning? And everyone's like, yeah. I mean, you could have.
You could have. Girl, you should have been like, hey, the vibes with Wes and I have been weirdly, like, flirty. Well, any thoughts on this? I don't know. Just she could have been ahead of it. I guess she could have, but she would have never done that. Do you think
And
she thought she would get away with this for a long time?
Yeah. I don't think they think of it in terms of like get away with. I think they thought everything would be okay. And I think that she thinks like a child. And I think reality TV forces you to think like a child at times. And sometimes it works for you and sometimes it doesn't. And when you look back at it, it makes no sense at all. So anyway, Sarah's like, just remove yourself. That's what you could have done. And Amanda's like, am I not allowed to pursue something if I feel really strongly about it? Like, what did your parents tell you? Like, what are you going by? And in the city, she goes, I hate change. When we had like an old banister at my parents' house, I tied myself to the banister because I didn't want it to be removed. I'm like, what? Like, wait, what?
Wait, I think I missed that. That is frightening.
Yes. I mean, unless I just made that up in my sleep, I think
No,
that was
I
part of the
believe you. I
city.
believe you. I believe you. She doesn't like change, but she's blowing up her whole friend group. Once again, I don't understand that.
Well, I just think she's never, I don't know, but Kyle's like, you don't feel strongly if you're trying to still understand it. And Mia's like, are we morally bankrupt? And Amanda goes, got it. So no one in this world has been in this situation and has been in this before. Got it. So Amanda thought she served with this, but Lindsay's like, in high school, maybe we're in our 30s, watching the city every Tuesday night. And Andy
they're not in their 30s, by the way. I was like, Lindsay, let's not do that.
This is one. Andy, by the way, Andy did great kind of going in when he needed to, staying out when he needed to. But Andy gives a look like, Jesus, what are you fucking talking about, man? Like Andy gave a look like, ugh. He put it as his avatar.
Picture.
Yeah, his profile picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Amanda says, this is not the craziest thing that happened in the whole world. You're acting as if I had an affair. So that's where the two of these knuckleheads have come together and said, it's not an affair. Affairs are bad things. That's what's bad things. What we did, it's based on human emotions. Because it's not sex. It's based on, and it's not an affair. So we did nothing illegal. Like that's what they keep telling each other.
But Lindsay's ass clocks that theory at the end of this episode when she said, is what's more serious, emotional connection or a sexual connection? A sexual connection would be an affair. Like an emotional connection would be allegedly what they're doing. And West himself says that is that's a more serious, connection than anything else. Like they know what they're doing.
Bailey says to Lindsay under her breath, West is not saying shit. He's letting her get annihilated. And
Mm-hmm.
Ciara's like, you're destroying the equilibrium of the house so you can find out how you're feeling about each other. And then Andy's like, to close this portion out, Ciara, what are your intentions? What do you hope for? And Ciara's like, well, after that, I don't know. We might as well discuss the detail before I put them in the ground and cover them up with dirt. Dun, dun, dun.
That's what I like to hear, Ciara. Get him. Get him.
It was great. And at that moment, I was like, no, we don't move on. But we do move on. And we have these cute little moment where Jesse's like, bro, Lindsay's giving Cruella de Vil. And Kyle's like, oh my God, you get a spray tan? What did you do? And Carl's like, yeah, looks good. Looks real good. And Kyle laughs at Carl, goes, yeah, looks pretty good. And Lindsay's like, you want another hug, Carl? And Carl's like, I could always take a hug. Hug house.
I'm always down for a hug.
Yeah. You know me. And then Levi comes out in soft bar green, and Bailey's like, gotta support our boy. And Levi
wait 1 second though, like it's so insane that Andy was like, I know just the thing to clear the air, to set a new tone, set a new intention, kind of change the mood. Levi
Levi takes the stage, and Andy's like, we got a security breach. No, they're like, it's me, Levi. What?
Poor Levi.
No.
It's really sad having Andy ask her questions too, because she's like,
I mean, all joking aside, I like Levi a lot. And if you follow her on social media, and especially TikTok, she's kind of weird.
I agree.
I say that as a compliment. I mean, I
agree.
But she does say that no guys in the house kind of liked her, so that's why she didn't. I mean, not liked her like they didn't dislike her, but there was no romantic sparks with anybody in the house, right?
Yeah.
And Levi's like, I don't think the guys were that into me. And they talk about Bailey, Levi being Bailey's shadow. And they talked about the first dinner where Bailey trauma dumped on everybody and cried. And she's like, yeah, I do tend to, trauma dump on people. And Carl's like, yeah, anytime I see Bailey, Levi is right there. And they talk about Ciara's Karma Brown costume and the boobs, the prosthetic boobs. Spent $300 on those, and I bet those will be at BravoCon. They will be at BravoCon, I'm sure. And Andy's like, whose cardboard cutout got the most action? And Kyle laughs. He's like, Lindsay gave hand jobs, and I tried to put it on TikTok, but it censored it. And we show the video of that. I love that Kyle, we can always get back with like kind of a dirty, sexy joke with Kyle, and then we can get him like cheered up a little bit.
Him and Lindsay really are like, they're like, farts, jerk off.
Yeah. Kyle was that guy that was probably like doing, what is that doing? You pull the underpants up the back.
Yeah, wedgie. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like giving guys wedgies and stuff like
1,000%.
that. Like, yeah. So Mia's like, and then they're like, Mia's a great addition as well. And Mia talks about her friendship with Ciara. So thankful that I have her at this point in my life. I've lost so much. It feels so incredible to have something to depend on and rely on and who will be there for me, which you can't help but think about Amanda in that scenario when Mia's talking. And she talks about processing the death of her mom. And she says, every day is different. Some days I'm smiley and excited. Other days I feel stuck and can't get off the couch because I'm so sad and I feel so alone. And I try and live for my mom and dad and do all the things I can and that they want me to do. And that really nails grief. Some days you feel good and some days you can't get off the couch. It sums it up perfectly. We do find out that she broke up with Scott. So the restaurateur is gone. And we find out that single Mia she talks to a lot of strays, and Ciara doesn't like that. Which, wouldn't you imagine if you are Ciara's like, yeah, don't bring any strays into this group. We have a tighter circle than we have ever had.
A tight circle, and I'm sure also the show, the show continues to get bigger, and I'm sure she's also like, be careful who you're bringing in here, because like we can't bring them all onto the show. So
yeah, and Mia says, well, listen, I'm not looking for anyone right now. I'm looking to pour into myself. And I think it's unhealthy to go to one serious relationship to another. It's like pump the brakes. So let's celebrate me. And they have a shot of Wes and Amanda at this point because it's like, you doofuses, you dum-dums. What Mia is doing is like celebrate you. That's what man or woman do. Like, try to find listen, I was inspired by this. This is what you got to do, is try to find a way to love yourself and to celebrate who you are instead of rushing off and making somebody else fill up your cup, which is what Amanda did.
Yeah, you got to learn what it is you bring to the table and not let people tell you what it is you bring to the table. Like, you got to learn what attributes you have that are beautiful in your own way. Like, and jumping from relationship to relationship, Amanda's not getting to learn anything new about herself. She's just hiding behind more men, and she needs to like be out living and learning about who she is and what she wants to be besides just the side chick to these guys.
Oh my God. Jesse Solomon, if you're listening, this could be a hit song for you.
Agreed.
Find what makes you beautiful. Find it 'cause it's within you. Find it, you're beautiful too.
That's beautiful,
Something like
Ryan. I love
thank you,
that.
thank you. That was just off the dome. If you want to write with me, Jesse, just let's do this. Let's make a hit. Now we get to Ben. And they're like,
Oh,
Ben, watching back, did you have any idea Bailey had a crush on you? He's like, no, I did not. No, I did not. No, I did not.
that made me laugh. I was like, you are dense. You saw through her ass. You literally did
No.
not see her.
Well, I think sometimes when people are given the gift of being like extremely good looking, it makes them, and no offense, Ben, Ben has issues, but he seems like a nice guy. Basically, he's like, it might make his like observational powers very weak. So like, he's used to, like, he thinks probably everybody treats everybody that nice in the world and not realizing people treat him nice because he's so extremely good looking.
1000%.
And so he's just like, I thought everybody treats everybody nice like that. I didn't realize, right?
Oh my God. I know, but I do think he's got tunnel vision where he only sees the girls that he wants to hook up with or the guys he wants to drink with, I think. And like everyone else is just like an ancillary character.
Yeah, exactly. So they talk about Amanda's B-Day dinner turned uncomfortable when Bailey accused Ben of wanting to sleep with Amanda. And Bailey's like, that didn't come from jealousy. I wasn't trying to insult Amanda or upset. I'd been in a plant costume for 3 hours. I was hot and dehydrated. I thought, I was being silly. I felt like they joked about skinny dipping together and they had a rapport about it. And Ben's like, you reacted with such fervor. No, they said, Ben, you reacted with such fervor. Do you have anger issues? And Ben's like, I felt hurt and misunderstood. I would never do that, calling it out in front of everybody. Bailey and I had not had a conversation all summer, and you felt like that's what you had to say. And Bailey's like, are you kidding? We had conversations all the time. The first weekend, it was all newbies, and I have a pic of the three of us, and it's like, all you like to do is reprimand women. That's your problem. No. And he's like, I didn't like the way you talked to Sabrina and her, and you're full of shit. So Bailey comes out like, I didn't think it was going to be this intense immediately.
I know. And, I got dragged online after that episode dropped because I was like, I thought that Ben was being really out of pocket by like confronting her in her room and shutting the door and kind of talking down to her and just like, and then now everyone's all Team Bailey. I'm like, yeah, I do really believe that he doesn't. I don't know that there's anything like dangerous necessarily about the way he talks to women, but I think it's more of like he just has very bad social cues. It doesn't understand that he can't just speak to people. I think he gets to navigate in Ben's world all the time, right? Like he can just talk to anyone however he wants because he's been Waddle and he's hot and everyone loves him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, it's an interesting conversation that I don't know if necessarily two men can fully have. I do think there is, I was really trying to hear Bailey because, in those things, I was like, I don't know if he's necessarily talking down to her, but then if Bailey's this strong on something, I want to be able to take that seriously. I was wondering if things were cut out of things that we didn't see. And like the example they show with Sabrina of like, Sabrina Bell, you're always late. Are all kids going to be late? I didn't really take as like fully talking down to Sabrina Bell.
I agree with you. Yeah.
But I mean, maybe some people would take it that way, but it really seems like Bailey felt that way. And so you have to take that seriously. I was shocked that Ben didn't have any strong reaction to replying back to Bailey during this conversation. And maybe it was like, well, there's no point because people would say I was an aggressive man. But Bailey did come out today and say, I need to say I don't encourage hate towards anyone. The internet is a vast place, and if you are spreading hate, you have no clue what volume of anger, hate messages someone may be receiving. Everything is settled. No one is perfect, especially not me, and we don't need to pile on. I said what I needed to say, and we can leave it there. Let's take it easy on people. There is always an opportunity to grow. unless you're Amanda and West. She didn't put that last part, but I believe she meant this about Ben, right?
Yes. Yeah, I think she just wants to make sure that I mean, it's clear that she's like, I really like Sabrina. Like, I don't think she like hates Ben. I just think she's just like I think what triggered the conversation too was him being like, "We never talked," and it's like that's not true. It's literally on camera. Like you guys
Yeah.
talking at parties, hanging out, and then it sounds like y'all were going out. Like that is a weird narrative that he's like trying to play that doesn't make sense. And I think that probably just switch something. But then, we get to the Ben versus Carl anger, who's hotter, angry situation.
Yeah. Well, also Sabrina on Threads commented and said, considering I know Ben better than anyone, Ben worships his mom, treats me with so much love and care, and is deeply loved by his friends and family for the way he shows up for people. Authenticity and kindness always shine brighter in the end. So
Yeah.
that's Sabrina Bell. So the women spoke with kindness after the fact. And I will say this kind of gives a little I know in that Bravo and Cocktails blind item saying Ben and Sabrina weren't part of the cast for this next season, I say bring them because it would be interesting to see Bailey and Ben and Sabrina.
Oh, that's weird. They should be, y'all put everyone who's available that was sitting there on this reunion
go.
should be back.
Yeah, exactly. I completely. If it was a different season, no, but this has kind of bonded these people by trial by fire. But Ben's like, Sabrina had nothing but had your back. And she's like, I adore Sabrina. I think she can do better than you. You talk to her like shit. I watch you talk to her. Why does this guy only pop off on women? When you talk to Kyle, you look like you're going to make out with him no matter how wrong he is. But girls, you reprimand. You only do that to women. And she had a point about Kyle. And I'm sure that's also watching it back and seeing all the hugs this Ben was giving Kyle. And I do think there is definitely something to that. And I think Kyle's the same way, and I think it's because Kyle wasn't expressing any true emotion in his own relationship on both sides, where the only true emotional relationships he had were with his bros. And so you saw a lot of hugs and it's like Kyle's secret garden is the relationships he has with, and I don't mean this in a gay way at all, but I feel like he was getting this emotional connection from these men. But I do agree with Bailey at this moment. It's like, yeah, you would never pop off to Kyle like that. You did everything in your power to understand everything this man did, even when he was saying fuck you to Amanda.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It doesn't align. Yeah, Kyle and him were doing some ear stuff too. They were kind of whispering and
cut to Ben and Kyle's joint statement. We're still trying to process what I feel about Kyle Cook. We're taking it slow.
We've only done ear stuff, nothing more, but still trying to see what's next for us.
But anyways, Bailey also says, and I think you were dating Sabrina the whole summer. And they're like, really? And then she's like, yeah, there's a picture of them in June on Sabrina's Instagram. But then they show it was actually April. But Jesse and Wes both raised their hands in thinking that Ben had Sabrina as a girlfriend the whole summer. It's one of those things I don't care. I think he did. I think he had Sabrina as a girlfriend all summer. It wasn't, maybe I would have cared if Ben was 4 seasons in. But yeah, probably.
I think it's a middle. I think it's a little bit of a gray line in the middle where I think he maybe was like, I want to go on a break while I film this show because I don't know what this experience is going to be like. But then 2 seconds into it was like, no, I just want to be with you. And then tried to figure out how to get her to film and everything. I don't know. I'm team in the middle somewhere on that.
Yeah. But Ben's like, you wanted to make out with Carl when he got angry. And you said this earlier. And Bailey's like, because he wasn't yelling at me, you jackass. He was defending a woman. And so this goes back and forth. And then they talk about, what caught your eye about Carl? Or no, and, what do you like about Bailey? And Carl's like, she's easy to talk to. She's emotionally intelligent. Lindsay says they have the same quirky energy. And Carl's like, yeah, I wasn't fully clocking the energy between us until the last weekend when I talked about her ass in that beautiful dress. And Andy's like, where do you think it stands today? And they've hung out a fair amount of times, but he hasn't really prioritized dating. And then Lindsay goes, Carl likes things soft. And they're like, Bailey, did you send Carl nudes? And she's like, no, because that would be insane. And then Lindsay had said, Carl likes things soft. And Kyle goes, hard bar. Hard bar. And Lisa's like, if she sent you a nude, what would you do? And Kyle's like, he would open hard bar.
Like, guys.
And Carl goes, the two of you sitting next to each other, Lindsay and Kyle, are dangerous. Amanda and Wes, they raise their hands saying that they ship Carl and Bailey. And Jesse goes, sometimes it's good to be friends before dating. And Amanda goes, that's crazy. And I'm like, we don't mean you, you fucking idiot.
Not you, you fuckers. I can't stand them. They are such energy vampires sitting in the middle of the stage.
But I just want to make, like, what Jesse is saying in regards to actual people that started off as friends that actually then found their way to become dating, not what you guys have. Like, that's how Amanda views herself. Of like, we started off as friends and it was this beautiful friendship that like blossomed into, like, you dork, like you don't seem to get it. So they talk about the age difference. There's a 10-year age difference. And, you know, he's learning how to, you know, like being sober, you learn how to walk again, you learn how to date again. And then we get to KJ calling Mia and Ciara his sisters. He talks about, this was a big revelation about like terms of his mental health. He says in the fall, he went through heavy stuff mentally. He had to go to the hospital for self-harm and he was in there for a week. Mia and Ciara were there every day and he's crying. And then he went to recovery and that solidified things for him. And he was there for a few months. He got to focus on himself. He says, I needed that my whole life. I ran away from my issues instead of facing them head on. And in therapy, and I'm on medication, and I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I'm grateful to be here and alive, and I could have not, you know, I'm just thankful for the support of my friends. I'm thankful that the audience is embracing that because this is my truth. And you know, I'm going to be honest about what I'm going through, and if it can help others, that's great. And Jesse Solomon's tearing up, and Carl says, you're going to do great stuff, man, which I think that's such a great big brother relationship, Carl and KJ, because we know that KJ has gone on a lot of those runs with Carl. But what did you think of this moment? I thought I had no clue, first off. No clue.
No clue. It's crazy that all of this went down before the show even started airing. So, like, we didn't even really know him at all when this was going down. So all of the, you know, seeing him out at press events, premiere stuff, he was already in a much better place. So I'm happy that he was able to get through that stuff in a better place. And then also I thought it was really beautiful that he was so open about it. And it's so special to hear the real relationships that Mia and Ciara, you know, have with him. Two things that kind of make me think a little bit. One, another instance where West is not jumping into the conversation to like give love or support to someone who, once again, we were told were actual real friends outside of the show. And so that was bothersome to me. And then my only other thing is I think we can all agree KJ is a true light in this world and so wonderful. And I just want to make sure that he
reality TV. I'm scared that
this inevitably something not great is going to happen on a storyline for him on these shows. Like, you stay on these shows, everyone has a good season, everyone has a bad season. Like, no one gets away every season being like immaculate, right? And I don't want a low to be, you know, a breaking point for him. And I just want to make sure that he's okay to be on a show like this still.
I agree completely, because that thing can swing both ways. And when everybody loves you, it can probably feel so good. And I just get nervous because, not that he would ever purposely do something wrong, but I think he's so pure of heart. He is so feeling, and I think that's so beautiful, and I think he really can help a lot of people. I have mental health struggles. I've dealt with a lot of things in my life, things that I don't even really fully talk about, and I think this is such a great example. Reality television, at the end of the day, it's not straight documentary format, and there's a salaciousness sometimes with this. And if you're a person pure of heart, salaciousness, like I always said, Kyle's like a company man. And I mean that as a compliment. Kyle's great. Like, brain chemistry, though, is very real. You're born with a certain type of brain chemistry, and some people's, their brain chemistry can be a little off, and there's therapy. You can be on medication, SSRIs. You know, it's like, I sometimes wonder, like, man, why can't I wake up every day and like have the eye of the tiger like Kyle Cook and want to get after the day? Kyle's born that way. He also works, I'm sure, incredibly hard, but some of us have some roadblocks in our heads, and it's real. So I think showing people examples that don't deal with those kind of things are really helpful. But you're right. I just hope he's okay. And I'm really curious about the Dara of it all, because Dara is going to be out next week. And I'm curious what she went through, because I know they're still going strong and I like Dara a lot. I want to know how this affected their relationship at the time. So that's kind of what I would think about that. But I thought it was a beautiful moment, and a moment where I didn't want to stop talking about West and Ciara and Amanda. But this moment I really loved. I was like,
I
okay,
agree.
I'm down for this,
I agree.
We then go into Ciara talking about buying her grandparents' house, how incredible that is. And KJ's like, I'm proud of you. You're humble. I look up to you, and I want my sisters to be like you. And they're like, West, was it tough not to share in her joy knowing Ciara well enough? He's like, yeah, I know, like sentimental stuff, like how that is to her. And I was like out of the loop. But at the end of the summer, we had a conversation and like helped bring me up to speed. I'm like, you don't deserve nice Ciara questions, West. You don't deserve these. I don't know why we're giving like West to like what?
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Y'all, he doesn't care about that house. I would love in a reality where he does care, because that's the right thing to do. But like, he's a selfish prick. He does not care about that goddamn house. He is just saying this to come across like nice and empathetic to this woman that he's wronged.
Yes. And then Ciara's like, listen, I was tired of giving West that energy. I wanted to give along. I wanted to practice what I preach. I'm like more than like this hard exterior, but it's just been hard because I'm tired of giving people chances to fuck me over. And Andy's like, you made out in the backyard the final night of summer. And Wes is like, yeah, but it was like ear stuff. And Andy's like, ear stuff? And Wes is like, like I believe like stuff, like ear stuff. And then they show the kissing, and Kyle goes, that revs my engine, so I get it. I'm like, what?
That was one of my favorite quotes tonight.
that
revs my. I also love that it was kind of under his breath, and so someone in Video Village was like, "We got to pull this audio."
That revs my engine, so I get it. I would love if Wes heard that. He's like, hey, it also revs up Amanda's engine, if you know what I'm talking about, right, brother? Like Kyle charges him.
No, I'm not ready. I'm not ready for Kyle like sex advice.
Lindsay goes, what the fuck is ear stuff? And Amanda looks so uncomfortable during this. Amanda looks incredibly uncomfortable. And Amanda's like, Amanda, were you aware of their canoodling? And Amanda goes, not to that extent, no. So it means, you guys, when they got the episode, Amanda was like, wait, what the fuck did you do to Ciara on that last night? Like, she acted like that was crazy.
It's so wild, y'all. Because, Wes would never, I would say Wes would never tell her, but Wes didn't remember that.
Dude, I'm telling you guys, they were tripping. They were rolling their balls off. It was 5:30 in the morning. Are you, yeah. And I know, like, I don't care. Like, I'm telling you, and I'm telling you that without judgment. Like, I don't care that they were rolling, but they were rolling. And then I love that, like Kyle's like, can I put my tinfoil cap on? Like, are you just breadcrumbing the audience, Wes? It's like, what to say to win Ciara, to win the audience over. And Ciara's like, was it all bullshit? Like, you used me as a storyline. Like, you and Amanda, it feels like the best type of revenge, Wes, because you could execute that. And honestly, claps to you. And what did you think about this?
I go back and forth sometimes with like, does he breadcrumb on the show or not? Because like, it's hard for me to imagine being that calculated, But at the same time, I see what Kyle's saying. I just struggle to view some of these, dum-dums that we love to watch on all of our reality shows. Like, I just can't always see them being this calculated, but I think I may be a little naive.
Well, I also think there's subconscious breadcrumbing where you're like, yeah, like I knew if I would do this, like the audience would probably dig it. I knew if I would, it's like you were talking about earlier. Like, was he there for KJ after filming or just filming? So there are like those breadcrumbs. I also think Amanda was breadcrumbing on her Instagram. I think she was like, there was a whole West thing where she thought she was like a fucking like like it's like a lost mystery or something where she was putting songs. I'm telling you, there was a whole romance. And I still think that somber song, Back to Being Friends, was that something happened. They decided we can't do this. It's horrible. And that's what that Back to Being Friends song was about. Of like they decided, and then the pull was too strong and they decided to go back together. I'm telling you, I am willing, like, I think they are lying through their teeth with this timeline, period.
Have you seen like the people online who use the Walter White meme of him like making crystal meth and of like what it's like trying to place the songs in my Insta stories? It's a meme that goes
Oh
on
yeah,
me like
I see.
like
Yeah, yeah.
how delicate. That's Amanda trying to be like, how can I tell a story but not tell the story about my relationship here, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think Amanda thought she was being like real sly. Like,
Totally.
there's only one person on this earth that will understand what this means, and it's Wesleyan Wilson, you know?
Yep.
But Wes says, like, this is so, like, he says this so nonchalantly. Wes is like, yeah, like, I gave you compliments, Ciara. Like, I do look up to you. He goes, I think you're great. But at no point have I said I'm trying to get Ciara back. Like, it's we're not, like, I wasn't going to date again, right? Like, he says it so nonchalantly. And Ciara's like, you are so full of shit. Like, you told Ben, like, that, you did have a crush on me and that when we were together, it was magic and that you were sad and depressed. And Mia's like, Wes, honestly, and are you saying like after saying what you said to Ben, did you really mean that? And Wes is like, I mean, yeah, like I wouldn't lie about a relationship being great, but I also recognize in that time I was not going to be what Ciara needed. And like I ended it. We had a dinner right after summer and I ended it. I told Ciara what my plans were and how much I learned the first time that what affected Ciara, and I wasn't going to jump down that rabbit hole again. So I made Amanda do it. You learned so much the first time that you hurt Ciara that you were like, I'm not going to do it this time. But what I am going to do is I'm going to, like, how did you not think Amanda would, like, doing what you did with Amanda would be a part of hurting her? But you know what I did? Like a true artist, I found a way to hurt her in a different way, like not the same way.
He's so good at that, right? Trying to
Like
find new
what?
ways to hurt people.
I was like, is this like that movie Saw where like, do you want to play a game, Ciara? Like, what are you?
That's been the last 3 years on this show with the two of them. It's really fucked up.
And he says, I know a lot of things that can like, he's like, I made plenty of mistakes, but I was like very proactive in trying to protect our friendship. And I'm like, man, you were horrible at being proactive. Like just by saying you don't want to, because then he's like, well, what does that mean? He goes, well, not having sex was huge. And Ciara's like, you can't act like we weren't sending flirty text messages. And he's like, we communicated significantly less and you only slept over once since the summer ended. Now, this was news to me because through those blind items, I thought they were sleeping together. But I will say, then the sleeping over, you're like, so this is, you guys, imagine this seduction scenario. Wes lets her sleep over, but he thinks he's a good guy because he doesn't sleep with her.
Let's all clap for Wes, guys. We're
Yeah.
so proud of you, Wes. Thank you so
Did
much
you
for
ever
keeping
know
your
that
dick.
you're my hero? Yeah. No. And listen, I think I'm curious also if he didn't sleep with Ciara because there was already something going on with Amanda. There was already something going on with Mija, and like he was not ready because he knows Ciara. There's something there that it's not as
Well, there
white
might have
knight.
been others too. Like not just
Oh
like
yes.
I'm sure there were other people too that he was like, I won't sleep with Sierra. I'll just like let her sleep in my bed with me, and we can like watch Family Guy. But then like I'll go like hook up with random girls up from Blind Tiger every night. I just. But what were they doing? Like I just don't understand if you sleep over. Like what? You're just hanging out.
Yeah. I mean, and Lindsay's like, Wes, can I ask you a question? What's stronger when you just have sex or an emotional connection? And Wes is like, emotional. And then Ciara goes, I also stayed the night twice. And Amanda runs one finger through her head and looks like she's spontaneously combusting in her head. He's like, "Ugh, ugh." So I don't think Amanda knew about that second sleepover.
No, there's a couple things she doesn't know. She didn't know about the end. She didn't know about that makeout at the end of the episode. She didn't know about the ear stuff. She didn't know about the second sleepover. Like, if she doesn't know about this stuff with Sierra, think about the other things she doesn't know about Wes. Like,
Yes.
girls that he doesn't talk about that are on the show,
But the thing like it, and I mean this, in all due respect, is like dating somebody like Kyle, it's almost like training to date somebody like West. You're like, dude, I'm good. I can put up with a lot. But like, I think
Yeah.
West will even test those boundaries. And West, like, they're like, dude, you don't think all of this was strong, Mia says? And Wes is like, our chemistry for sure. It's obvious, like, we didn't talk for 2 years and like then like we were right back in it. And I fell short that last night at the summer house. And in those moments, like I made steps to not allow us to get to a physical place. It's like when she stayed over at my place, I put her in a cage. And that way I made sure she didn't sleep with me, right? Because she was like after this dong. And Andy goes, well, we didn't see that. And Wes is like, at the end of the summer, it got romantic and I take accountability. Once again, Wes says, I take accountability for that, right? And Ciara's like, even in trying to be friends, this is what you do to your friends, West? And Lindsay goes, Wes, you are so fucking good. I'm getting pulled in right now, but I can catch myself. You are so fucking good at pulling girls, doing whatever you need to climb the ladder, to clout chase, and then boom, they don't work for you and you drop them. And you're going to do the same fucking thing to Amanda when it's not working out because it's not gonna because you're a fucking toddler. And that was like, she nailed it. I mean, I thought that was a beautiful Lindsay speech. It was much needed, right? And
no, it is. I mean, she like wrote he's writing the fuckboy like instructional manual, right? Because he's like, he knows exactly how to get these girls to believe that they're the only one, that they are special. Not that they aren't, but like special to him. And he is really good at it. And this whole reunion playing this coy card of like not talking a lot, I think is part of the playbook too, a little bit, right?
yeah, I mean, 100%, 150%. And Ciara says, and damn it, I lost my notes for this. Ciara's like, well, the best woman for West is someone who doesn't check him, who's very mute, and can always let him be the star. So maybe it actually could work. And I'm paraphrasing that, you guys, because for some reason I didn't write that down. And it's like a genius thing that ends the episode, but it clocked Amanda. Amanda looked like she fucking like took two to the chin. And she's like, And Kyle even goes, that was a little harsh. And Ciara's like, that's your wife. She's not my wife. And Kyle's like, you have every right to feel how you feel, but that's hard for me to hear because he was the star. He was the one where she was mute for all of those years with him. But it looked like Amanda got rope-a-doped. And Wes Wilson looked like he was just like, yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty cool. Like, that's kind of the girl I do want. That's amazing. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, he just kind of disassociated and to Ciara's point earlier, like these are moments where your man should get up and be like, you gotta stop. Or you got it. Like, I don't want that to happen with the two of them, but I do believe that like there needs that, like, if that's really your guy, these are moments where you would hope that your man would stand up for you and be like, she's more than that. She's an equal partner in whatever we're doing. Like, but no, he just sits there silently.
Ciara, you said mute? This bitch talks all the time. What are you talking about? Yep. You know how women are. You know how women be, right, Kyle? Like, I mean, like Ben's like, oh, I do that. It was. I really will say, I said this earlier today. I said, man, you really get this vibe that, man, like people hate women. Like people hate women, which is like, I know, like. I don't mean that flippantly, but people hate women, and also women hate women. Like, I just, we
misogyny runs through the veins of the society we live in, and like, it's really dark, and we just have to, yeah, it's crazy how many people have to unlearn that.
It's like this sisterhood of the traveling pants is only for a couple of people, and it's not for Amanda. Amanda views friendships in the way of like, it's cool. That's like my best friend. We're friends. And I say things that I've heard friends say. And like, but like when it comes down to brass tacks, she can't walk the walk. Yep. Like Ciara can walk the walk and talk the talk. She seems like, I don't know her personally, she seems like she shows up for people. She seems like when Andy talks to her before the reunion starts, she's choking like tears. but she also knows
Yep.
she has to go in there and try to keep this brave face. I don't know. So that's the end of part one, you guys. What a journey. We're not going into In the City today because I would not do that to Tom, and I'm exhausted.
We did 2 hours on reunion part one. Enjoy that.
Suck on. Hey, that's ear stuff for you guys. Ear stuff. Tom, thank you for doing. I mean, I hope you'll do this with me now. Wait, are you on vacation next week, or are you still here?
No, I'll be here. I'll be sitting right here in this chair talking to you about Summer House.
We're gonna have much more to talk about in part two, and we'll probably put in the city stuff, because In the City is great, but it was really hard for me to focus after Summer House. I watched it. I liked it. I thought there was some great stuff with Kyle and his mom. I thought there was some good stuff with moving out and I signed a year lease. There was some great stuff in there that doesn't look good for Batuglia. But it was very interesting to go from the reunion to watching In the City.
Agreed.
For me,
I didn't watch it. I watched it this morning because I was like, I can't do this back to back last night. But
yeah, I don't know. Anyways, Tom, as always, you're a genius. If you're not supporting this man, then you hate me. Then you are like Amanda Batula and Wes Wilson. You got to go follow his YouTube, subscribe to his YouTube, go and follow him on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, rate and review it 5 stars, interact with his content on Threads and Instagram. I say that for myself as well. I think Instagram's being a little weird. I'm in this phase of where, I'm not being suppressed, or I don't know. It's just weird. My stuff's not, or maybe, you know what? I will say this, or maybe just my stuff kind of sucks lately, but it's really not.
Why did you go there? Why, Brian? We don't go there.
I also want to say, sometimes it's just not, it's not on fire, as Jesse would say. But if you see my stuff, interact with it as well. It always just helps the content creator. And we want Tom to one day be able to act like he doesn't know me. We want to get him to the highest of highs. So let's get him there by the end of this year, period. Anything
very
else
nice,
you want to tell anybody, Tom?
No, just I love all the baddies who listen to So Bad It's Good, and I'll talk to y'all soon.
I got to go do a Patreon now. So back to talk more Summer House over on a Patreon. We're doing a Patreon live right now. So good stuff. Tom, love you. Have a great vacation. And I'll talk to you next week.
Bye.